chicken.
I mean, technically she's not wrong.
No, she's not. After day one, these teams are looking pretty hungry.
Today, every elimination matters.
Every point matters.
And apparently so does protecting your chicken dinner.
Get her! Group A, day 2, let's go! Come back here! Get back here!
J'suis prêt, c'est parti, voir on m'emmène la vie. Comme sur mon green, tu m'entends quand je respire. Top le veston, jamais thé, jamais film. Trop pas big plan, j'ai fait changer toute la piste. Regarde ma pêche, je sais pas, j'attire. J'coupe la line, laisse la qui laisse frémir. Nouvelle état, new name, toujours fluide dans le move. Main en l'air quand je rentre dans le groove. Garde ce regard, j'suis déjà posé. Deux pas je tourne, glace dans mes yeux figés. Vite encore, puis j'prends tout ce qui est à moi. Trop vite, trop fort.
हेलो 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 आ जा रहा है गाइस
An amazing start yesterday to PMWC at EWC 26 as Forthrise came out on top in first place, finishing the day, and OG was able to get the last chicken dinner. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is the 7WG, and I'm joined by none other than Neptura and Max. Neptura yesterday lived up to expectations for Group A.
It really did. I really enjoyed watching all the carnage that came in, especially on that rondo. We started off day one with a bang. It was really fun to see. And Max, yeah, we got lots to talk about on this show. We do.
Yeah, I mean, Group A was absolute madness over there. But you know what? For the Group of Death, I was expecting some teams to dominate even more. But everyone put up such big numbers, and it's still so close to see who's going to be making in the top 5. So if you're in the top 5 today, it's not sure you're still going to be here after today's 6 matches.
That's absolutely right, because we will be sending teams home today from Group A. The bottom 3 will get those keys crushed. The top 5 will get a chance to go directly to the grand finals. And for everybody currently watching at home, let us know your predictions. Go to the EWC Play app. Let us know who you think is going to be going home, who you think is going to be actually moving on directly to the finals. Use that hashtag EWC and the hashtag EWC26, because yesterday we actually got a chance to see some of your guys' clips with the gun sounds that you guys ended up doing. We're still trying to see if we can actually show it here, so maybe we'll either show it later today. And let me know
is my voice clear, guys?
I want to see Maxman and Neptura make as we head on to pretty much just day one. One thing that we actually did notice from day one from talking to the players as well, Max, is that it wasn't as aggressive as we thought it was going to be. There wasn't one team that was just fully dominating the lobby.
Yeah, I mean, very clearly, the eliminations, of course, are very important, but the rotation some of the teams just took out of their hat out of nowhere was just very impressive. So for the Group of Death, I got to say, it's a pretty smart group. It's a 10,000 IQ group right now. And with the rotations we've seen from especially Nigma Galaxy, we'll talk a little bit about that later on here in Neptura, but I'm loving the macro aspect of this lobby. Yep. Hopefully they can maintain it in these 6 matches.
I'm hoping it's going to be maintained, and I'm also hoping that there's going to be a team that will come out on top and start just sponging up a bunch of points. But if you ended up missing what happened in day 1 of PMWC at EWC 26,
hello guys.
We got the STC rewind.
Chat में hi, hello guys.
Hey, before
Yeah,
we
hello,
get started
public.
with day 2, we gotta back it up for the STC rewind and talk about rewind.
Hello, viewers.
Talk about all the
How are you?
craziness that happened at day 1. Of course, I'm Hot Jukes. I'm here with Blank. Dude, yesterday was wild.
It was, yeah. I mean, we had a great win starting out with from Geeky. I don't think there was a lot of unexpected wins yesterday, which was very, very good. I know that you wanted to speak about Nigma Galaxy in particular because they were very, very good yesterday, despite a rough early start.
Yeah, and especially considering how important Rondo is, right? We're going into day 2. When it came to day 1, they were out early, like first team out. So I talked to Coops. I was like, bro, what happened? And he was like, dude, Team Flash, they did their homework. They ended up taking out our recall guy, hunted us down, and took us out. We didn't see it coming, but for day 2, we're going to be ready.
Yeah, they're going to fix that up. But it came into game 3. It's an insane 2-2 split they happened on over towards Pachinki and East Coast Milta Power. That worked out. I mean, I was having questions from people in chat asking me what the hell happened there? How did that work out? But all eyes still on 4th Rise right now. now still a powerhouse despite coming off some rough games yesterday. But from PMGO coming into this, they're looking strong. They're at the top of the leaderboards.
Hey, Pakistan's crushing it. Like you mentioned, 4 thrives on top right now. But then at the end, OG, right, came out with that chicken dinner. That put them in the show here. So you know today they're going to be coming out strong as well.
I mean, India is back on the map once again, which is great to see. Market improvement from last year as well, which is insane. And for OG to re-qualify now, improved a lot. I mean, Aru was hitting some mental shots yesterday, finishing off for chicken dinner. He's just absolutely lovely. It's also great to see Aurora get themselves a win in game 2. Hot Juice.
Yes, I mean, hey, the top 5 is going to be so dang close here. So teams need to do everything they possibly can. But man, I think that's pretty much wraps up day 1, right?
I think we've had a very nice rewind, but we got to get out of here.
Let's
do it. Time being.
Like जरूर करना guys. Like करो.
How did you guys just get here? Hello, welcome. I might need your teleportation machine. Lace here, Hot Jukes, Xander. Guys, today we'll be crushing some keys. Obviously, we've got our bottom 3. That is a bubble that we need to be incredibly careful of and watching ever so slightly throughout this competition in our 6 matches. Now, of course, we've got Alula Club Esports, Thunder Talk Gaming, and X-Force Rejects sitting in that bottom 3. Hot Jukes, what do you feel like these teams may need to do to push their way up into that middle?
They need to do a whole lot, that's for sure. That's right. We have substituted ourselves with ourselves here. All right, so we are now in the studio, and when it comes to those bottom 3, they got a lot of work to do. But you know what? It can be done pretty quickly if they can make it happen in Rondo, which is one of the most important maps here because you could get 10, 20 eliminations, a chicken dinner. 30 points would pretty much lock them in and even give them an opportunity to get into that top 5. So when those comes to those bottom 3 teams, I hope they did their homework. Team Flash definitely did yesterday. So when it comes to them, they're going to be set up for those bottom 3, though. They got to make it happen.
Yeah, and I mean, Alula Club Esports, if they can just hit a 5-point average, they will actually be able to skyrocket up, overtake the teams, and get into that position. But I'm looking at S-Force Rejects there, Xander. They are right on the tippy bottom with only 16 points.
Yeah, I mean, even their drop spots feel a little bit weak right now, sadly. And I've been worried about them. I have been worried about them. I think even when we were watching it, it didn't feel super confident yesterday. And they were cruising. There wasn't really even much to comment on during the games. It felt like they're going out quite early. I'd like to see a bit of a change today. Again, we have seen that you can have a really bad match and still bounce back in the terms of Enigma Galaxy. Also, I lost my glasses somehow during that substitution Ojusu. They got left behind, so went the arena. But again, X-Force Rejects, they need to see clearly going into today if they want to do well. But it is possible over such a short match set.
Everything is going great, guys.
Well, look, guys,
I
want you to be your best EWC
How are you guys?
26 salesman, okay? Hot Jukes, sell me in 30 seconds for Thrives.
That's easy. Look, if all these players and all these teams were a buffet, okay? Right? We got other squads that are like the meat, you know, and they're all set up. But 4 Thrives are that hot, fresh chicken dish, right?
I am hungry, yes.
They're just put right there on the scene. I saw you running with some chicken a little bit earlier, right? You just can't resist it. They're too good, too hot, and too fresh. Right now, they're looking good.
Okay, I reckon I might buy some of that because, yeah, you tantalised my taste buds there. Now, Xander, best salesman attitude, all right? I don't know if you've got a blazer under this or anything like that, but that's fine. Aurora, sell me in 30 seconds, go.
Well, Aurora, they don't always show up when you need them to, but during a group stage, it can be great. During the finals, maybe not so much. But who doesn't like someone who shows up at not maybe the best time, but maybe the time when you want to see them. Get a first place in group stage, and then we could maybe hope for something good in the finals, potentially.
I mean, showing up is a part of the job, right? So I guess, is that what you're saying?
I never said I was a great salesman.
I'm buying it.
But they have shown up now and again.
Okay, well, let's hope Aurora can show up, guys. Thank you so much for teleporting to me, and we have Glitter with our club championship update.
Time to kick off the day with another club championship update, and we have a lot of storylines to get into today. So first, we're going to kick things off with Ton over from the Lenovo Legion Gauntlet to tell us a little bit about what's been going on in your competition.
Yeah, it's been an interesting one as far as the club championship goes. I mean, look, the big story, we have a few little ones. But the big story for us really is in AGAL. They are one of the favourites for the tournament, almost guaranteed at least second place. At first place right now would put them in first in the club championship. Of course, if you discount everything else that Falcons are doing, doing,
Sure.
but it would give them a really big opportunity to put their name firmly in the hat. What I love about the conversation around AGAL, we kind of been having this for 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Dark horses, dark horses, dark horses. If they go on to win, of course, over on my stage, the Lenovo Legion Gauntlet, then they are looking to put themselves actually in that conversation, which I'm really looking forward to.
Which would be insane because we also have AGAL playing in Group A today, which will end today, and then will determine, do they make it through to finals at the bottom of the lobby? Do their keys get crushed? We were expecting them to bare minimum make it to finals, and like you're saying, if this is a situation where they can have 2 titles for week 5, where they're able to really kind of solidify a good spot for themselves, get some extra points on the board, they are in the discussion with the best of the best, and everyone's chasing Falcons.
And there has been a couple of other indications actually for our side of things. There has been some other teams who are in that mix. I picked up a couple of points here and there. Virtus Pro, Vitality, Aurora have all picked up a minimum of 200 points, which will help them. And I think, you know, we're having the conversation about first place so often. The prize pool goes all the way to 24th.
Yeah.
So it makes a big difference to some of these orgs, especially if some of the smaller ones are coming in and making some money. $30 million. That goes a long way between 24 teams. So for some of these squads, 200 or 300 points here and there on some of the games they're not expected to get them on, that's a big bonus.
And we also have Vitality in our game as well. We'll be seeing them in Group B, so we won't be seeing them just yet, but so many storylines for us to follow along with throughout the week. So I'll update you a little bit later on with not only how we're doing, but with how some of the other storylines are going on some of the other stages as well.
Thank you so much for that club championship, Glitter and Chris. And also, I'm gonna go to Hot Jukes and Blank and ask them how they were able to do that transportation jitsu, because that was awesome. We need to figure out how to do that, but let's actually go back to the overall with this. We're going to see 4 Thrives just sitting pretty at the top, and we're going to be seeing some of the other teams also being consistent. As you can tell, in second place with 52 points, it's GOAT. Enigma Galaxy, though, that was one team that ended up showing up.
They really did. I mean, we had a lot of conversations about this, Max, right? Because Enigma Galaxy, this is a big name. We've seen them do big things before, but coming into this, we're like, are they going to be able to do it again after a kind of a rough run the last few months?
Yeah, and usually when I'm told, what do you think about Enigma Galaxy? I'm like, I'm not a fan of how they rotate around the map. I'm just like, really, this event, day one, they shut me up. Okay, I used to be one of the biggest critiques of Ralph and his IGening style. But these 2-2 splits we've seen throughout the entire tournament have been, well, entire tournament, 6 games so far, but very impressive stuff, especially on Wrangle. If they maintain this kind of composure and momentum, I think a spot in the top 5 is definitely possible for them to maintain until the end of today.
And that's one thing that we're going to be keeping a close eye on. As I said earlier, top 5 will be moving on directly to the finals. And if we were to compare, as we're here on the second page now, if we were to compare 5 to 6, which OG is currently in 6, they're only separated by just 2 points, which can change in a matter of the first game. That is going to be so tight towards the end of the day, and also towards the bottom of the 3. We heard it too. X-Force needs to do something, and I got a chance to talk to the players, and they were saying that they're currently just having bad communications. Not the time to have that right now, X-Force.
No, it's really not. I have such high hopes still for X-Force here, 7. I do think that if they can bounce back today, we could see a massive, massive difference, and maybe even getting out of the out of the bottom 3, rather.
What's something that you would like to see X-Force do?
More proactivity, not aggression, proactivity. I want to see them do more and think and plan ahead a little bit more than they are doing right now.
Fair enough. I would like to see that too out of them. But now it's time we move on to the Sony story of the day, because it was those 2 teams that were trying to dominate. But who will dominate today? Is it going to be 4 Thrives? Is it going to be GOAT? Because 4 Thrives, yesterday they finished in the first place, and this squad did it, Max, without, actually, no, this squad did it without getting a win.
No win at all. And this is kind of classic for 4 Thrives. And something I really like seeing from a control team. This is the kind of thing that is indicative of a control team. But, you know, looking at the head-to-head here, 4 Thrives versus GOAT, it's such an interesting thing. Yes, you can see the stats on screen here.
Thanks for liking,
I want to also mention here that these rotations are also really, really interesting when you think about these 2 teams side by side, right? Both of them do wrap-around rotations. They will take a different entry point to where they are in the circle or outside of the circle to make sure they get that good entry point. They also avoid teams in that early to mid phase. However, the difference comes with their splits, right? 4 Thrives like a really structured 1-3, 2-2. Very, very disciplined. Go. On the other hand here, Max, they like to spread out. They are a little bit looser with what they're doing.
Wait a minute, guys. Wait a minute.
Points, everything for yourself. Really good times for them. But otherwise, if you look at the games where they don't get chicken dinners, no placement points, very low eliminations, they're very topsy-turvy, very inconsistent, which can make up for your bad performances. But Go Team's a team that I want to see how their bad games are going to go. Not their wins, because you clearly know, right, that they can get chicken dinners. They got 2 actually on day 1. But your bad games get 3, 4, 5 points. That will definitely keep you consistently at the top of these rankings.
And it's something to keep an eye on, because all the placement points have come from those wins that they were able to get yesterday. Nothing outside of those wins. And with when you're talking about 4 Thrives, you got to talk about 2 players from 4 Thrives. As we're going to be taking a look at the top 5 players of day 1. And in first place is none other than Husaifa, who's currently leading the MVP race for Group A. This man was able to put up 14 eliminations and 3,300 damage. And guess who he's followed by, Max? None other than Falak.
Oh, the man with the golden hand. He's back in second place. It's good to see some 4 Thrives Pakistani domination here at PMWC. And you know what? Noki, I do miss Noki at times. But then you see Huzaifa put up numbers like that, you're like, Noki's really good as a content creator.
I don't miss Noki.
But no, really good setup here overall. And also, if you go a little bit lower on the rankings, it's good to see a Chinese player up there, right? You got Flower H, and ever since really we didn't see Weber make it with order, and Suka's like, are we going to get any presence from China at the top? All gamers putting up big numbers, but not just Flower H, Niptura, also Maple.
Yeah, Maple has been incredible. I love watching him play. Very excited to see what he has for us today, 7.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Maple's going to be able to put up those numbers. One player that we actually got a chance to see there, as well as we're seeing right now on the screen, was Coops. Coops ended up showing up here for them, Niptura.
Wow,
yes, he did. It was so nice to see that comeback from Coops that we've been waiting for forever, it feels like. And he's, he's just really great addition to the team. You know, we've been talking about the Galaxy a little bit, but it feels like the team is just finally melded with him back on the squad here. So very, very fun to see that and how that evolves today.
Yeah, for them, it has to be that synergy that we were able to spot yesterday. Remember, one fight that just stands out for me, and we got a chance to talk about it with Coops, was when they were fighting with Lord. The synergy that they were having, one was throwing an A, one was pushing as well. That's what you want to see out of that squad that wants to be in the top 5.
That is an S tier push right there. Going on to the side of Ulf, you're on the clear side. You're making sure with that 2-2 split, you're not getting pushed by
Let's see, guys.
Everything, you put all your eggs in separate baskets.
That rate is very slow, guys.
Play from that squad. And I just hope we see a similar level of play today, because Nigma Galaxy finally back on the map, 7. It is so nice
sure
to
that
see.
the chat rate is also moving forward,
Especially when
guys.
they were getting that 2nd place, 3rd place in globals. Maybe in this one, with the way they're performing, they're going to be pushing for that 1st place and finally break out of that 2nd or 3rd.
Let's see,
but
guys.
one team that we've been keeping a close eye on is none other than OG. We've been wanting them to see be aggressive, and they were able to showcase it here perfectly.
I want you guys to check out this clip, because right now what we wanted to see from Orangutan
What a great
is
fight that was,
willingness
guys.
to be aggressive. Here they get
आपने
the
देखा क्या?
knock to a play of Nigma Galaxy.
The way they
Really
attacked on
surrounded.
Nigma Galaxy.
There's Aurora in the distance. They don't have any
Just
option
good.
when they have their heels up against
First,
the wall.
they
That
got
is when
2
they decide to
eliminations,
get aggressive, and we love
and
to see it,
then
because here they
they
get
rushed.
together.
Wow,
They get
what
all
knock.
fully focused on Nigma Galaxy,
And 2v1
wrapping
there.
around the corner, and they just fully send it. Fully committing
after
to the
that,
game,
they
and they eliminate
pulled it
Nigma Galaxy
nicely.
like it was nothing. It was literally
The
the best
best,
fight
the
we've ever
best
seen from an
fight.
Indian team globally in years, it feels like. I want to see more of this. Please, Orangutan. This
Yeah,
was fantastic.
It was so nice. I mean, yes.
Very involved there, sorry.
I love it. I love it. I love the passion behind it.
Yes, we need that passion here. No, I really agree. I want to see a little bit more from Orangutan, just like that. You know, 7 Fury as well. I have kind of the same point to say about both of these teams, right? Is we're seeing very short, direct rotations. You know, going back to that rotational angle here is I want to see more proactivity from them in general, because I feel like they're kind of holding back, and like, if we can survive to the late stage, then we're actually going to be able to do something and play more. And I'm like, no, you got to wrap around those rotations. You got to find those third-party opportunities. That's really where you want to be going into the next 6 games.
Emojis,
and that's one thing with Fudia that we want to see of. We want to see that aggressiveness that we usually tend to see out of the Brazilian squads, and more than likely we're going to end up seeing it today. And the thing too to keep in mind is, if you're outside of the top 5 and you're not even close to the bottom 3, you got absolutely nothing to lose to fully send it to just try to make it to the top 5. It's either going to happen or not. And I know Kalari's got a chance to talk to the Fury coach.
Definitely supporting our team.
Hi, Kalaris here at PMWC for day number 2 of the group stage here at EWC 26. I've got Knight with me from Furia to talk about a few things from the games from yesterday, because we've got big expectations of Furia. I think you got a little bit unlucky with some of those circles as a whole and stuff like that. So can you talk to me about the team's outlook on what happened yesterday and the games in general?
It was not bad.
I think we didn't have, like, we started well. We got 9 kills in the first game.
True.
But in the other 5 games, we couldn't actually develop our game like we were supposed to do. So I kind of felt that we were a little bit in different pace. So that was like the main idea behind like this today, bringing them all together. And also the fact that we were not used in the past like 5 months to be in a bad position in the table. So this was kind of an impact, a new thing for us.
Yeah.
Because you were always like qualified straight to the finals or in a top 3, 4, and find yourselves in like bottom 15 or something like this. We were kind of, dude, what is going on?
Yeah.
And this like make you feel a little bit outside of your comfort zone. But was good that happened the first day, because now we can take a deep breath, know that we just can go forward, not back anymore.
That's fair, that's fair. So let's be a bit more specific then, right? The Erangel game, I thought that you guys, in the field Erangel game, you guys had a 2-2 split, which technically could be quite good, but you held it for a long time, and then obviously kind of got punished off the back of that. But what do you think about that game? Did you think the 2-2 split was too long? What's your perspective?
I think the idea was actually good because we would provide cover for each other.
Yeah.
The main problem was that Flash, they had so many space for them in the north side of the map. No one was putting pressure on them. So they ended up having the whole like north, east side of the map.
Yeah.
So since no one is applying pressure on them, we were a little bit exposed for them pushing us, because they had one guy over the check in our like right side. So the other 2 guys couldn't help the other 2 guys, so we were kind of splitted. But if there was any team like Nigma was applying a little bit of pressure on them, it would be like a perfect split. This happens.
It happens, it happens. I think you're right. I think Flash had so much room to work with, so that really benefited them. And finally, the Miramar, Los Leones. Obviously, a bit of a hard time with Los Leones. I mean, for a lot of teams, right? It's always going to be difficult in an urban ending like that. You guys had a split across the warehouse outside Los Leones and inside Los Leones, which I think is smart if it shifts away, but then you kind of had a bit of a dysfunction at the junction, as it were. So talk to me about that.
So I think actually the idea wasn't to have this split, because the main problem was like we had an idea of getting like the building the exit of Los Leones, but like 40 got ahead of us, so we had to do a quick like change of position, and the last 2 guys were outside of the position to go inside Los Leones, so they have to go through the open field. And we eventually lost Silence there. It was cut. And then Ayala, like, I think almost lost his car, so he were unable to get back with the other 3 players. So we ended up all splitting in the map, and like it wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah.
But it happened, right? So we can just like we did the VODs to prepare for like if something goes like we weren't expecting, to have like a backup plan. So let's regroup in another position. Let's find something a little bit there and be together as a team, right?
Fantastic. Big fight back for today?
I think like we are more than capable of bouncing back. We have a very skillful team, and only depends of like if we apply our game, the game that we're practicing, we definitely can be in the top 5 today.
Knight, amazing as always. Thank you very much here, and good luck for today.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank you, Kalaris and Knight always giving out that good intel, and is a man with so much experience too.
He really is, and I just love that he's able to pinpoint the issues every single time, so you know that they're going to come out swinging on this day, put the ego aside, and hopefully jump up, maybe in top 5.
Maybe in top 5, go directly to that grand finals, but definitely stay away from this bottom 3, because this is day 2 of PMWC at EWC 26, and it's time we get started.
Yeah, picture quality थोड़ा अच्छा होता है guys. Let's see. Yeah, picture quality पहले से थोड़ा सा अच्छा होगा guys. Well, अपना थोड़ा सा bitrate कम किया guys. Oh, India, yes guys, India. Full love for India guys. Wow. Time for entrances, guys. Let's see. Definitely supporting Team India. Definitely.
Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue for our day 2 of the PMWC group stage. Today, 5 teams will secure their spots into the finals.
They've had a taste of what it's like to compete on the Gadia City grid, but now it's time for Group A to show up or be shown the door.
And Barney, the standing can change very quickly, but one thing remains the same. Every team wants to avoid these bottom 3 at all costs.
Just 6 more maps will decide your fate, and if you weren't feeling the pressure yesterday,
So what
you're
is it, guys?
certainly going to be
Yeah,
feeling it
but
today, because keys are going
What do
to
you
be
think, guys?
crushed. And so, it's time to close out Group A with a bang, starting with Furia!
Let's see. Entrance. Furia. Wow, nice.
GK Esports!
GK.
Team Flash!
Nice.
Go team!
Goat. ये अपने नाम ही गोट रख लेगा guys. Greatest.
AGAL!
Nice. Their one was good.
Thundertalk Gaming!
All these teams are quite fantastic, guys.
Force Rejects!
EWC तक आना भी कम बात नहीं. Oh, nice. Ebon Jerax.
Negma Galaxy!
यार ये भी अच्छा टीम है काफी.
4 Tribes Esports!
Level toppers. 40. Able. Orangutan from India, guys. The OG. This guy. बंदे ने ट्राई किया और प्लस करने का लेकिन नेगेटिव हो गया कोई बात नहीं.
Alhula Club Esports!
Oh, Alhula Club Esports.
Team RRQ!
गेमिंग स्टार का तो और माइनस हो गया गाइस.
And finally, Ulf
No worries.
Esports!
Wolf. This is also quite good.
We've reached the moment where every decision counts. Our players are ready to give it everything they've got and prove they belong at the top.
5 teams watch and wait from the finals lobby. 8 fight for survival and 3 are sent packing. It's time for day 2 of the PMWC group stage at EWC 2026. 32 teams from all over the world prepare for battle on the Gadia City grid over the next 4 days. Players from all corners of the world looking to make their mark and laser focused on the title of PMWC champion.
Definitely supporting both Indian teams. Wow. The trophy घर आ जाए तो क्या बात है.
GK Esports! AGL! Team Flash!
Goat Team! Thundertalk Gaming! DRX!
Team RQ!
This is the beginning of a lengthy journey to find the most talented team in the world.
Hello, Maple's
got one of his own. Good shot on it. Could be blind.
Wow. Quite great clutches in them as well.
He's got them on a broadside. Oh, it's
Aurora.
injury. Take down the down player first.
Quite good,
But
quite
it is
good.
a duo chicken dinner. Not quite connecting. The shotgun is ringing out over the bonnet. Nearly doing the work, but the explosion takes it down instead. And gotta hit the shots with the shots all up to Rev. Killer Joe gets it done.
His days should be numbered. Wow. And it gives him a reason to remember the name
as well. Ragnarok's time as well and truly pass. There's the shot over onto Aurora. OG, bring it on home with the last chicken dinner in a day, Paris.
Oh,
You've been wonderful today,
Pashi.
Paris. Give yourself a pat on the back.
Man, it's insane.
Let's see.
Hi there, guys, and welcome back for day 2 here at PMWC at EWC. It is me, Blank, as well as Mr. Hot Chicks, who's joining me here today. Very excited to get into this one. We have 6 more matches so far of Group A to get ourselves through today. there's a lot on the line for some of these teams, because some teams will be going home today. Some keys will be getting crushed, Hot Jukes.
That is correct. 3 to be exact. 3 teams, keys, dreams are going to be all done at the end of today. So this is a huge opportunity, right, to put yourselves in the running for that top 5. I mean, we still have 6 matches left to go. That's still plenty of time, right? Even for the teams all the way at the bottom to make it happen. But if you are in those bottom ranks, you really need to get it done here and now. Rondo is the match to do it.
We do have a Thunder Talk down towards that bottom side of the tables right now. It's a tough position to be in, right? Again, I think that China has come in swinging this time around, but has it been enough so far? One team is at risk of elimination right now. Alula, they were able to eliminate Alpha 7, but can they save themselves here right now, this year, to make their way through? I think that it's an interesting one, especially for Geeky. Again,
अगर
there
कोई
was
भी
a massive
एक टीम
amount of
टॉप 5
hopes
से
and dreams laid on this
early
team, but they
eliminate हो
have
जाता है,
surprisingly performed
then OG
so
would
far.
have a
It's been nice to
great
see they came out
chance.
swinging with a chicken dinner start of the day yesterday.
Yeah.
But again, we
But
talked
let's
about
see
it during the STC
what
rewind.
happens.
But Four Tribes, yeah, rewind.
The way these guys are
Four
sitting
Tribes
is
looking
quite
great. They are still looking great, and I think they will continue
great.
to look great going today. They had a
The
strong Rondo.
match
Do
is
you think
started.
it's going to happen again?
It's
Let's
going to be tough,
see.
right? I think that Rondo being that map that is so important here, I think everybody did their homework to another level last night and are going to mix things up. I mean, I know one team in particular for sure. Make like we got the
portion into it. This is the last day for Group A, the last day for some of these teams to make their mark here and progress into the rest of PMWC. But for some teams, it will be the final hurdle that will trip them up. See what they can make happen. This is a difficult circle. There's difficult playing path, here on Rondo down towards the south side. Doesn't really open up a lot of the northwest. There's going to be some long shoots here for some of our squads. Stadium a little bit hard to make your way on over. But for Enigma Galaxy, you hope that they have figured out a solution, potentially. Aurora as well. I don't think they were able to get as much action as they might have liked over towards Mulin. There was a lot of acting and fighting.
Aurora or KGF, PRX,
yeah, you can see here, no
or
double
Enigma,
plane path, just the southern one. You can see
or GOAT
teams
as
starting to
well.
hop on out.
Early
Gotta
eliminate
make
हो
sure
जाता है,
that you
then it would be a
protect
great
that single player going
opportunity
for that recall. That is so
for
important
OG.
here.
No double flame paths.
Yeah, no double flame paths.
Oh, anymore.
No, that's right. That's correct.
Wow.
Yeah, nothing not gonna happen. We got just a single one here, and you know what? One opportunity for a lot of these teams, right? Like we were talking about earlier,
quite.
to get it done. And you can see that Neox
Arrow
factory
is a
area
bit.
is hot.
Oh my god.
And you can see Thunder Talk. That is
Let's
the team
see.
that needs to
Thunder
make it
Talk
happen
with
here big
AGL.
time. Getting into it with AGAL.
It's a scary team to get into it, though, because
Ned,
yesterday Maple looked
not connected.
fantastic on the initial approach.
Yeah, let's see.
Shing underneath from Thunder Talk, but AJ does open up onto Maple of all teams. But I am getting word that is a potentially
Alpha,
rehost coming through.
Aurora
We
with
will
PRX
wait and
together.
see.
Four
And it is
tribe
the truth.
sources.
We're not
What
lying
happened?
to you. So in the meantime, we'll have to wait for that one. But I think most of the players probably not unhappy about that, considering it was quite a difficult plane to start things off down towards that south side in Danxing. It forced a lot of teams out of the way. But then we did get an eastern circle, which wasn't too bad for the squads.
Yeah, no big deal here. You know what I'm saying? We get a little bit more time to talk about these teams, get a little bit more time for these teams to
no
kind of
worries,
prep
guys.
and figure out how they're going to
Let's
make this
just start
happen
over
here.
there. Let's
Because
just start over there.
24, they got just these next few
No
hours
worries.
to either stay here in Paris or
No
go
worries.
home. And they want to definitely extend their life just a little bit further here. So looking at the leaderboards, let's break that down, right? So top 5, again, folks, those are going to be the ones moving straight to the finals. Bottom 3 are going home. That's it for today. And those teams in between heading into that survival stage. So you have in 5th place, KRX tied with Aurora with 47 points.
Oh, our player is knock.
With that
Oh,
chicken
gee.
dinner on that last game,
Player
right,
knock hapna.
we're able to really make
Okay,
things
revive हो
happen.
गया.
But
Being recalled.
it does look like we are hearing.
We lied.
Yeah, we lied. Psych.
We lied.
Psych.
We're back in.
We're here.
Disregard all previous conversation because we are back here on Rondo. I am excited for it to go to another rehost though. But for the time being, we'll treat this as real life.
Okay, 4 tribes versus
real stakes.
RJC.
Juicy stakes at that.
Okay, 1v2, 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 1v2. Oh, sexy. What a 1v2.
T24 breaks
Wow.
the score in Neox.
I'll tell you
What
what,
race?
1v2, baby, that was real, and that was live. That's how you
Bro,
get it done.
they
T24
are in
getting
form,
revenge for his
guys. They
teammates. The
are
lock
in
ends up
form.
going down, so they are stuck with 2. I'm sure IQ is going to be out there getting them back up here in just a couple of seconds. But beautiful play to start things off. The group of death has not disappointed at all.
And again, I mean, it made me laugh hearing Max say this is the deathy group. It is kind of. He's not wrong.
Okay,
T24 even taking a
4-3-1
double there
clear
versus
down.
Ayala, who has been
Finish.
quite a strong member for Furious. Sadly, they are
Finish the
quite
4-3,
down
guys. Wow.
on the numbers at the moment.
Oh, 4
Whoa!
guys.
Wait,
Was that 4
Whoa.
drive just out? Okay. 4
Why?
teams struggle. T24 is able to get 2 elims for them, but that is a disastrous
But
result for
still,
them.
they have too
You
much
know, always
lead. Like, they
difficult
have
to
15-point lead
see
from
where other players went down.
bottom
We
10
did
as
have
of
a slight
now.
blackout during the middle
And
of
9
that,
from
so
GOAT.
couldn't quite see
They
where
would
the
be top
fourth player
4,
actually
I
left,
guess.
but
Top 3 or
it might
4.
have been Flash.
Yeah.
It may have been Flash again.
And we were just
on the
talking about
hunt.
that.
Yeah.
We were, right? I was just saying, like, hey, you know what? Even if your 4 thrives, you've
But the
got to
main
be
thing is,
concerned here because
you
you're at
have
the
to
top
be
of the leaderboards.
patient.
If someone's going to hunt you down, that's the
You
squad to
don't have
do
to
it.
be,
And
like,
fortunately for them,
rushing
they
all the
go
way
out
out.
early. Hey, huge opportunity, right, for these teams right below them to surpass them on the leaderboards.
Yeah, Rondo is like very much
RJC
a good
versus
map for
Fura.
saving your run. A lot of times, Silence ending up
RJC versus
here.
Furia.
Chief is down. We get a quick replay.
Nice.
This is Flower H. This is actually the fight
AGAL. Oh,
versus
nice.
Thundertalk, which was going fairly badly. Now, Flower
Thompson.
H was having an absolutely sick day yesterday in terms
Thompson
of damage
clips
numbers. And
outlets.
that is a quick spin
No.
around. Did they fully go out, though? Let's take a quick look on the leaderboards. Yeah, all gamers, 4 players alive. They look good. They were able to reset on that one. That's fantastic.
That's what you have to do. I mean, I don't know where exactly IQ was because he wasn't in the fight with this team.
Oh no.
But he was, I guess, trying to go to recall tower, got caught out,
Oh fuck.
unfortunately. And that's them done and dusted. Hey, the rest of the lock is
No.
still here, though. 15 teams. Aula,
Okay.
Claws, trying to hit some cheeky shots using that stairwell. Silence is down to 1 HP. He gets the knock.
Oh,
And
nice.
Claws
But
gets
no.
naded. Rest of the team, I think, is just a little bit too far to support him. Actually, never mind. Yeah, right behind him. Quick is there to challenge Furia. Chief gonna throw down some smokes to try to get his teammate up here. But with this fight slowing down, yeah, I think Quick is like, oof, this is a little bit too late to start this push.
Yeah, he's in the struggle bus now. And again, this is one of the situations where it's actually very hard to deal with it. Because the amount of
Hello guys,
silence you can kind of
hello.
handle off here with the smokes, Quick's almost certainly going to go down. Silence just has to play the right-hand side. Chief just needs to eke his way up on the left-hand side here. He has to hit a nasty grenade to even hopefully clutch this one out, but he's only got one chance, and that's it. Stun grenade goes out, and the nade over the top of it, and he's forced off the edge here.
People
So
are
they
live
control
as
the
well on
entirety
the
of the
same
high
time.
ground.
Yeah,
Let's see.
and Aula, they need these points pretty bad now. Just with this performance alone, right? Just 3 eliminations, that puts them out of that bottom 3. But, you know, this is that opportunity to do such a good game that it sets you up for the rest of this day. I mean, heck, a win here with double-digit eliminations, that puts them in the running for top 5, literally. So, not the worst start. They got 3 elims so far. They still have all their players up. Let's see what they can do.
It's an interesting approach from Malula, though, because the entirety of Neox is very quiet, considering that original playing path. But all 4 players from Malula are here, which means that if they do lose this engagement versus
Ula versus Furia.
that's all the chances gone
Ula.
here on Rondo.
It stands for Ula.
Nice free fire there from Ayala, and
Oh
they end up
wow,
catching him.
ridiculous.
Oh, but great return fire there from Yasser. Silence on that
And
back end.
finish.
Quick gonna go ahead and hold behind this
The player is
coverage.
knocked.
Yeah, Aula should be able to get everybody up.
What is this total?
Chief running out this other angle, though. That's gonna make things interesting. But you're right, yeah, Aula fully committed to Neox Factory, and so far it's working.
Wow.
And they are racking up the points.
Much needed points as well. And in 12th place, they have dragged themselves out of what was a danger zone earlier. Just Silence left remaining now. Sticky bomb. No helmet, which is kind of the most disastrous thing about this. So many sightlines to deal with on the other side.
15 teams
Approach, but they already got the reset in. Pull themselves back into play. That's over towards Fong
Furia has
Tunnel.
revived the players.
Man, they got a journey ahead of them.
Yeah, they do. So that I was wondering, like, should Silence even think about like pushing this right now with the rest of his team so far away? Yeah, probably not. He needs to survive.
Cozy,
hold on a little bit longer.
good
You definitely
position,
want that
not bad.
recall life
Okay, okay,
just for the
we are
time
in
being. Next
zone.
zone just pop on up, goes dead center here.
Nice,
The problem is you got that river just chopping right through the
nice, nice,
center of
nice.
it. If that zone does hard shift on over to that left side, it's going to make things pretty difficult. But let's look at this here.
RLC
Thundertalk,
versus
X-Force
PTG,
Rejects, the teams at the bottom battling it out here. It looks like X-Force
both
Rejects are going
bottom
to get
teams.
3. Oh, getting shot in the back though. That's
Oh,
Ulf from downtown, sneaking that knock.
RJC.
But it looks like they should be able to get this res.
Okay,
Oh,
they got
actually,
the
no, forget
revive.
the res. They go for this in the final elimination. They say, we need these points. And AJ does a great job of holding him off with that shotgun.
Okay.
That's what works for
Oh,
Through the
wow.
banister. Catches another. AJ looking good right now. Quick step out on the side. Could push over towards the stairs. Taking more damage coming through from Doc right now, but there are flushes to be had. More eliminations is all really Thundertalk's looking for in this moment.
Don't see me. Don't see me. Reaper's like, I'm not here. I'm not here. Don't look. Don't turn around. Oh, did he miss him again? No, he spotted him
Okay.
there. So
Okay,
he gets the
finished.
elimination. X-Force do
PTG.
get a little bit of time to now reset this and get this fight done. Shiva's running in all by himself, though. Got to be careful here.
Okay.
As AJ
Oh,
is
AJ.
putting in the work. And he is taking on this squad all by
Oh.
himself. But finally, Shiva shuts him down.
Almost 1v4. Honestly,
Yeah,
it was very, very
great.
close.
Yeah.
It was the fact that he got that cheeky angle through the door
Nice
frame.
game, TTC.
That might have just been a 1v4 coming through from AJ. Think
Nice,
Esports
like
Rejects should be able to get a reset on that one, but it feels very uncomfortable. Aurora's
it's a
looking in
like,
that
like,
direction,
like.
Ulf's looking in that direction too. There is a lot of teams that have sight lines towards them. But you can see here Aurora and Ulf now on the move, so potentially the pressure got alleviated slightly over towards X-Force Rejects, but we'll wait and see.
Oh, that'd be a huge break for them if that's the case. Yeah, if you're X-Force Rejects, if you're Shiva, right now you're just like, where is the nearest recall tower? Problem is that we're already in stage 2, and with that water in the center of this area here, it's going to make it so difficult for him to find one. But we'll see if that does end up being the case. Looking on over to Aurora, top with 3 eliminations to start things off, looking very, very good here. Quick, it's getting a knock onto Silent, so it looks like Aula is going to be challenging that last player of Furia. They ended up getting that. And now, as a matter of fact, Igor is starting to get in the rest of the zone, but the other 2 are still deep, deep in the blue.
Yeah, I mean, for Fury, it's going to be a while till they actually get themselves in a position where they can play this one out. Right now, it's a lot of driving, a lot of gasoline required too. Enigma Galaxy's still doing the weird thing, though. They're doing these 2-2 splits where they send 2 players very far and then they got stragglers behind. I can't tell if it's to try and secure location far side of the circle and then hopefully cut in towards the other side sooner as the circle pops. But it's super risky. It's a really, really super risky strategy. It's working out right now, and they're playing it decently. But again, Ralph's the same dude who came up with the heel strap, right?
Right? Yeah,
Which was real corny.
Yeah,
But he's all for corny strategies, but they work. They do work.
So sometimes you got to think outside the box, and you know.
Well,
maybe
still
he's an
in
innovator.
zone.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe corny is not the way to call it.
Who knows, right? I mean, you know what? It's one of those 50-50s, right? If it doesn't work out, he's an idiot, and if it does work out, he's a
NGX.
genius, right?
Yeah.
So that's
right now he's a genius.
Yeah,
so,
now he nailed it,
Aurora.
right? So with this hard shift on over to the left side,
Oh,
that's going to make things pretty tough as the water is in play. Let's see what Ralph can do if he can bring out some more of those 1,000 IQ
NGL
plays.
picture guys.
He's going to be holding this dip right now.
Oh, that would be hard for NGX.
And we're going to see Aurora
That would be hard for
right
NGX,
down the
for
road from
sure.
Reefus, putting on a little bit of
NGX
suppressive fire,
sandwich
holding
there.
this coverage for now, just making it annoying for Ralph to move.
NGX would be sandwich.
Reefus yesterday,
Okay.
an immortal man in the lobby. Difficult to remove him here on Rondo. Last pair alive, but
on the
was
left.
such a problem for RRQ for such a long time. There's a bit more loot on side, but you're right. What we have now, and you alluded to it earlier, is just the river that cuts right through. Plenty of water involved. hard gamble to
Oh,
make.
nice.
Most teams are trying to secure over towards the
And
eastern
James
side here.
versus
Does
Aurora
have more
versus
landmass involved. So they're
GS.
hoping for the switchback on that way, but this could easily pull left.
When GX got eliminated from this position,
It's a coin toss at this
then
point,
we would
right?
have a
You just have to pick a
great
spot,
game.
hope that circle comes your way. If not, it's gonna make things
Oh,
difficult.
nice.
Lord said, I do not like that gas can. Get it out of here. And make sure that we get some terraforming going, because we're gonna need all the room that we can get.
Oh,
This
nice.
circle was actually a huge one for Al-Ula, because they have pretty much that entire side of the river to themselves. Considering where they're at the start of the day, this is their chance, honestly. I think you had a rough
अगर
game one,
push करेगा,
utilize this
then they
opportunity
both
to its
will be
maximum
for sure.
potential, and at least secure your tournament life a little bit longer.
There's still a couple of entryways back over towards the western side, but you're right. I mean, right now, Alula, not only do they have a decent spot, they've got a compound, they've got a high ground to work with, but it does require them to win the coin flip.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the main problem they're running into at the moment. But there is a bridge down towards that south side. There's a bridge on the north too. There is going to be a big old queue in the process of trying to get back over towards the west. We got to wait for this next circle first, which will be hitting us real shortly.
In a 3-1 split.
Let's see. Where's it going?
Let the zone come down, please. Oh no.
Boom! They have nailed it here.
Oh,
So it is
no.
a rock solid position for them. You can see Quick. He's starting to move around. He's excited. He's like, all right, boys, let's get
It
this
would
going.
be a
This is our
4v4.
game here. As you see
OG
all these
versus
teams on the south.
Ulfa.
OG, Ulf, KRX, all going to have to start pushing on up. Ooh, Quick
OG
moving
versus
outside of the zone here. They're going to take that edge. Just looking for that. Maybe possibly gatekeep some of these teams pushing in from the south side.
Yeah, they have to hold it out, right? But it's actually, there is a playable space down here towards the river where you can actually just play underneath Alula. Actually saw Fourth Rise play a very similar position earlier this year. Get a really big game off the back of it. Aru's going to send forward though. He's swinging past on that western side. Yeah, OG, Alula, both really are benefiting off the back of this circle. I do like that Alula just decided, you know, let's just take the compound over towards the west here. Let's not try and spread out too much. Already know that practically 20% of the circle is unplayable. We're not going to be greedy on space taking, especially where we are on the leaderboard too. Let's not rock the boat too much.
Not a bad idea. Yeah, I think there are some teams that get in positions that are so dominant and they just spread themselves too thin. So I like the fact that they are playing it together, but I don't want them to play super passive, right? You still utilize this opportunity to hunt down as many eliminations as you can. See how that ends up working out though, as we're looking at RQ Goat making some shots. This is going to be on the north side of the circle here. Forced through the tree line.
No.
Yeah, get some nice shots. And Goat team are putting in some serious work on RQ, but a 1v2 could happen. Moxie hopping in the vehicle, and we're going to see RQ get out of here.
Oh.
I mean, very, very typical Lepar behavior there. Very aggressive. Nerf's going to send over the top. Has the S12K, finds another. Looks good.
Nice.
So we're going to deal with one player off in the distance. Down to just a solo now.
Solo 1v1.
No real chance, honestly, at a recall beacon. Has to fight off place from the
RRQ versus Goat 1v1. 1v1. Oh,
just
Goat.
leave the spray going. 7 elims now for Goat. And honestly, this looks like a good game for Goat. It's an okay game. I think what I noticed from yesterday was that their highs were very high.
Yep.
Their lows were super low. I mean, we were 15, 16 places, 2 elims, 1 elim. But yeah, so that's the variance they need to deal with. EK, on the other hand, looking over towards Gaming Stars.
Sashi putting in that work. Nades ringing out all over the place here. And now this is where everyone's starting to head. They want to get those third parties going. And KRX are going to be pushing up on them little by little.
Galaxy.
You got Enigma Galaxy right next to him as well. Gaming Star Yusuf, last player up, trying to get in the 1v1. He gets some good shot off with that S12K. Gets that thirst. He needs that point. Oh, but that nade is going to shut him down. That's QXZZ getting it done. And now Hoxie's like, all right, let's finish this out here. Let's get these points and secure this position. Ragnarok said, you know what? You can have it. I'm out of here.
Weak versus KRX.
For South Korean team, like KRX, it's really nice to see some of the aggression that comes through. I think it used to be before where a lot of South Korean squads would get an initial knock and then not really do anything with it, but KRX is very quick to maybe not fully commit, but see what's available, right? What are the opportunities? What are the options there? So I'll always send one player forward to have a little sniff,
What a Kacha
so
team eliminated.
I do like him in KRX, but now they're up against Nigma Galaxy,
Ula and
who are
Furious.
on their northern edge.
And
Next circle
yes,
pops, and
let's
it's
see.
still dead central on this river. It's so uncomfortable.
If they can eliminate MGX from now, that would be a great way.
This high ground for now. Even though the zone is going to be closing, they're like, yeah, let's just try to put as much pressure as we can, and then we're going to push into the zone at the last second. I mean, yeah, Win and Squad are starting to steal some of these
FL versus
eliminations. This is
MGX.
very difficult for Enigma Galaxy, and they're
That
just
would
having
be
to
a
straight
good
hit
one.
the deck. And look at those angles. These sight lines from Team Flash are disgusting.
Bo's got some good shots down there, but right now Nigma Galaxy is essentially just weathering the storm. They know they can just keep dropping the smokes, but how many smokes they got left remaining? Eventually, the Flash are going to have to pull off this spot, but in tandem with KRX, Nigma Galaxy, and Flash
Nice,
all at the
nice,
same
nice.
time. Satan stays alive.
Certain.
Barest amount of HP.
Oh.
The blue does
Like
slowly
1
march towards him
HP.
like a tsunami.
But 4 before
And this blue zone's going to hurt. That's
it
for
would
sure.
be hard.
So Satan and Squad need to start getting moving here.
It would
Vinny
hurt
right
for sure.
behind him. He's going to have to make this
Okay.
push.
An ad is coming.
Through the smokes here. He's getting
Green
pieced
moved
up
down.
little by little. We're going to switch on over to top. Vinny does get knocked.
Aurora
But
versus
Team Flash
KGX
are able to get
versus
into this
NGX.
circle cleanly.
One down.
And they're going to be gatekeeping whoever is going to be the winners from this
NGX
fight
one
right now. It
down.
looks like Enigma Galaxy
They're
might
gonna
just
revive.
be it. As it's
Okay.
just Hoxie up for KRS. Now that nade just a little bit too far away. But this is a terrible fight for both these guys. They need to finish this out as soon as possible. The blue zone is creeping in. Hoxie gets another knock.
NGX one.
It's just Lord, but
Wow.
Hoxie getting shot all the way from Aurora is going to shut him down.
It's a horrendous cross, right? You've got the higher ground that drops down towards the low. Everyone's trying to get in together. I don't think anyone makes that run. Again, this is such an RNG circle. A lot of teams are going to suffer
nice.
because of it. I mean, Alula as well as OG
Nice
both
hold.
took a gamble on the western side.
Oh no,
Massively
no,
paid off.
no.
I like how OG's moved up on towards this northern edge, though. They have a lot of teams they need to deal with in the future.
If Ulfa rushes on Aurora, it would be good.
If you can get that survival into the late game, fair enough to you.
Nice finish.
Perfect nade there from Ulf.
That's a great nade.
Good
That's also a
too,
great
man.
nade.
Ulf off point, throwing some heat-seeking missiles from across the map there. Doc's trying to get a little bit of revenge for Reefus, but they are doing great. Aurora, 10 eliminations. This is what we like to see from this squad.
Yeah, they show up during groups, man. That's for sure. Now, I think the team that I didn't expect to be showing up right now is Furia. They're on the northern side, over towards the western edge of these bits of landmass, which is quite cool to see Furia being the team that makes it. Man, they had been walking, they had been driving.
Yeah.
It has been cross-country for this team, but they brought the right trainers, they brought the right tires, and they are here to play right now.
And Alulas were really aggressive at the start of this, and then once they got the zone, they kind of just slowed things down. They still have a few eliminations here, but now they're down to 2 players and forced to give up all of this real estate. Furia, though, is 6. They are looking really good to start things off here. Unfortunately, yesterday, just kind of a very mid-day overall. We're in the middle of the leaderboards, but this could be their chance to push them up to the top.
1.50.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
super
they
meta.
could go to
I mean
5th.
that's fair enough to say, especially from
But
Furia.
Slash,
We expect a lot
Slash
more
would
from this
also be
team. Again,
coming
this
for
is the
sure.
resilience that I expected to see from Furia, is you cannot count this team out until the final bell rings.
It's TRX,
For them, they're looking over
it's
towards
TRX
Alula
for
right now. They're even
55.
trying to wrap over towards that
Which
western
has to
side
go
slightly, which is
some
cool
more
to see. But
points,
we're up
like 6
against
to 7 more
Aurora.
kills.
We're on board with Aaron. It could get
6 to
explosive.
7 more kills would be great.
Let's see Aaron.
For OG. Okay,
First of all,
Ulfa
he
will
caught
do
top with
nice.
the lay down. Beautiful
Aurora
placement there
will
from Aaron. Oh, nice little shots from Ziol. He's going to go ahead and go for the quick first aid.
No.
But it ain't going to be fast enough. OG.
Good shot from a tanky, though.
Yeah, that's how you do first aid.
Nice shot, I
It ain't
think.
going to be steal as many eliminations as you can. Take it. Ziol with the angles catches Scarface. And
Oh,
again,
nice.
right? Third
Kill
party
confirm,
after
please.
third party. Flash are right
Please
there to
can
disrupt this fight.
confirm.
I mean, no one survives on this eastern side, and it's been so undetermined where
I
this
should
circle's going to
confirm
end
that
for
he
so
left
long that I
them.
can't really fault any of the teams on the eastern side for how this goes
FL would
down.
disturb
OG's
OG.
doing the right thing though, trying to make as many points as possible and grab as
Let's
much value from this
eliminate
position
FL.
as possible too, knowing that any team on the eastern side very unlikely to make it through. Ulf did send a rogue
Eliminate
agent
FL.
over towards the western side in catch.
Ulfa.
Ooh,
Yes.
an underwater agent right there. He is swimming for his life right now, just trying to sneak some extra placement points possibly. And yeah, he's gonna be
49
the last
and
player up for. Oh, you got
oh
Aaron there in
my.
the water as well. Catch, maybe thinking about going for that res in the water. We'll see. But you got Team Flash looking to go fishing here. Let's see if he's able to get that res though. Looks like he just might.
Haru.
He swims across to him. Possible to do. Real question whether Flash actually sees it or not, but they do have a knocked player who's bleeding out. So they're a bit preoccupied at the moment and will likely need to figure out what's going on in the next circle too.
Okay.
Silence finds Quick. Catch goes down to win. But they're not out yet just because Aaron actually got rest in that short moment.
Got him.
Silence gets knocked. That's from AKOP from OG. Goodness me, these guys are
Alula.
really racking up the points here and there, consistently having a good idea of what's going on around them inside the circle. It's nice to see. It really is.
Yeah, and it's perfect for them, right? Considering that all the top 5 are now completely out. So OG really need to dominate right here. They got 2 eliminations so far. We got Flash right underneath you with 8. So if you're OG, you still have all 4 players up. Clean up this entire side of the map first, and then figure it out later. This is their chance, though. These guys are looking great, and a great opportunity for Furia. Yeah, we were talking about it yesterday. They were chasing zones all dang day. Now they have the position. What can they do with it? That's the question.
Push down over towards that high ground that looks over towards the Flash. They try and cross the road. Circle moves down towards the south side. OG's throwing a bone here. But there was some complaints yesterday about some of the passivity coming through from OG, which I think that they were able to correct a lot as we went throughout the day. And even during this game, you can see there's been a lot of effort been put into that. For OG right now, we need more of that proactivity right now, though. I truly believe this is a game that they can win. They have the circle to work with it. Fury's coming in from that north side, though, and they are looking hot this game.
Yeah, OG, you have it all
Fury
right
was
now,
a
right? Turn
flash.
that aggression up to
Oh.
11. Soak up those eliminations.
Lelo,
Get that win.
Lelo
Get that
bhai,
back-to-back.
Lelo.
That's right. Yeah, back-to-back
Lelo
chicken
bhai,
dinners, right? They
please,
won the
please,
last
please.
one yesterday. This one will just solidify them here and definitely put them in that running in just 2 matches for that top 5. Let's see what they can do, though.
Confirm करना पड़ेगा
As
तुमको.
we all got Furia up on the north. Flash
Flash,
trying to
flash,
find
flash,
a way
flash.
into this circle. They're forced to swim
Fury,
it out.
Fury,
Igor
Fury.
going fishing there. He's getting some hit markers
No,
on the
no,
bows,
no.
but not able to take them out.
You really do become curious about the ammo counts on some of these teams because it's been a ton of movement around the map. Aru's moving forward. He's got nades, got molotovs. He's looking.
There we go.
Sitting pretty right now. Ammo count does look a little bit low, but Aru with the underarm should be good to go.
Wow, what a cute name.
Aru picks up the
Nice
double.
name.
Man, this guy is leading OG to victory.
Let's get it
Cute,
going. The
cute name.
crowd getting hyped on that one. Perfect
Okay.
toss there. Furia,
Furia,
they're looking to get in the
left.
mix here. Some nice shots
I
from the
think
Flash.
PhD.
Going to make it a little bit tough. They're going to have to hit the deck. Igor with the nade. Oh, but that vehicle is on fire. He looks like he is able to get to safety just barely.
Aru. Confirm.
Aru's going
You confirm,
absolutely
yes, nice.
nutty
Thanks.
in these games. A nade
Whoa.
comes across, and
A
Furia is
4v4.
silenced in the
A
final moments of these
4v4.
games. The Flash now underneath,
A
looking to push
4v4.
up. OG holding them
Nice.
back at the gates. From Miramar to Rondo, can they
Oh.
do it all here?
Back-to-back chicken
Let's see,
dinners
let's
are
see.
in their future, and the future is now. Can they grasp it as Team Flash rocking a 3-1 split
Let's
here?
go.
You got WizGod. Gonna have to watch out for that
This
nade.
one.
That air burst a little bit too
Oh,
far
nice.
away. And
You
now
have a good idea.
Aru, man, putting in the work for his team. They gotta be careful
Oh,
though.
the net.
Here they go. They have the
Thank
high
you.
ground. What can they do with it?
2v1
Now,
in one split.
tops from that off angle, making it a little bit difficult for them to
2-1-1
peek over the
split.
hill. But here we go. The battle
Tops.
starting to ring out.
Bandy's all that's left on side at the moment. S12K
They have to take
silence
one play
looking to
fast.
quieten
One down.
down. The
2 down.
coming through from India,
2 down.
but it's not happening. They
Okay,
will not
okay.
be silenced. They will not
3
be
down.
shut up here. Aru still going strong.
Thank you.
Tanky underneath, looking to get the shots in. But Flash moves around the side. He's whipping the shots,
Oh.
unfortunately.
Wow.
But
Oh,
finally,
yes.
they will hit the
The
last shot. India grabs the
one more
back-to-back
dinner.
from day 1 to day 2.
One more, guys. Wow, nice.
Chicken dinners in a row. They finish out the day strong yesterday, and they started the strongest today here in the final day of Group A. And now the whole
Wow.
lobby has been
Chicken
put
dinner from
on notice.
OG.
I mean, it's good at the
Great,
moment.
great, great,
Aru
great,
looks like
great.
an arrow right now, and he's got purpose, flying fast towards that bullseye, fast towards that qualification spot. It's such a difference from last time we saw them as well. And
Wow.
you know, if you're a fan of this team, you got to be proud because again, the improvement has been insane.
Perfectly
Wow.
executed right there, right? I mean, hey, they got themselves a good solid position. We had the questions, right? Were they going to play it passively? Were they going to get aggressive? They turned on that aggression at the perfect time. Perfect peaks, fight decisions, and they were able to get that win. And this is the way to do it, right? I mean, they were having a little bit of a rough day at the start yesterday. Finished strong. Boom, knock it out of the park today. They're set up for top 5.
They absolutely are. I mean, for this team, it's a really big boon for them. I mean, taking some of that pressure off is a really nice thing right at the start of the day. We always say it's about Rondo. Being able to get rid of a lot of the pressure so quickly in day 2 is so much relief for you as a squad. And for Orangutan, honestly, they can use this now just to kind of feel out other teams inside this lobby, get some more practice in without feeling all that worried. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely a lot of teams that are going to be worried here as we get into the rest of the matches, and we'll have those matches coming in just a bit.
We were there for every click, every clutch, every respawn. We were there for the years of grind, and we're here now. The proud founding partner of EWC, powering the biggest event in gaming, shoulder to shoulder with the world's best, making history. Greatness deserves a stage. Lenovo Legion, reach your impossible.
what's going on, if there are any third-party opportunities. And also, yeah, we had a good position, but the thing was that it was like on the back we had high ground, and on the front we had like a complete low ground. So if we have gone like either of the ways, the other side teams would have definitely shot at us, so it would have been difficult to come back to our initial position. So I was also like not so satisfied with that game, because having Rondo and only 2 elimination points is like not how we play, and not everyone plays, because Rondo gives you a lot of opportunities to take fights, maybe take free eliminations of the teams, and especially when you are at a good position. So yeah, it was also like a little dissatisfied for me, but yeah, it was a good start. So we didn't have to get into the second game with high pressure on us.
Fair, fair. And overall, yesterday, how does the team look at it? Do they see it as a success here so far? And are there any adaptations coming in today too?
Not really success, but the last match really helped us to, start our day 2 with a good base. So it's not like we are very far behind from top 5. So coming to day 2, we are just going to plan going game by game. We are just not really focused on the position we are at on the points table. We are just going to focus on our games and the things that we can do better, and trying to not repeat the mistakes that we have done in the past.
Aru, thank you very much. Amazing interview, and good luck for day number 2.
Not only is Aru great at giving interviews, but he's great in the game, being the IGL, as he was able to secure 5 eliminations. And when we talk about IGLs that have what it takes to not only go to the finals and maybe end up challenging to do it, he was able to showcase that perfectly here in this rondo.
I mean, this is why it's important to have international experience. He played PMGC last year, didn't go too good, but he knew what to expect heading into PMWC, and especially the final fight they took onto Team Flash. There was even Ulf behind them, and even the side of Furia pushing their way. There's so many aspects of the game, and they were just played beautifully. A few shots missed, okay, if you want to critique, is like a few of the shots maybe should have connected, but you love to see them not just get a win, it's a back-to-back from India. Let's go.
Yeah, the passiveness is gone, and obviously you heard it from him as well. They know they made those mistakes in those earlier games, but to be able to come back from that and understand that the passiveness is what was putting them behind. So it's good now that they have changed around to this aggression and making it their game.
Yes, we're going to end up comparing them with the team that we also needed to see them being able to perform well here, and it's none other than Furia. Furia able to show up as well, Neptura, with those 9 eliminations.
Yeah, really, really good stuff. I think we were both kind of talking about this match, right, where they were really hedging their bets throughout the end of this game, right, on either side of the river here. They were going on one side of the coast, then on the other, just making sure nobody was coming up behind them. And they sweep around. I think it was Ulf on that, or no, it was Ulala.
Very important.
It was them on that eastern side,
Oh,
able
lava.
to sweep around. Some really, really good stuff coming in there, Liz.
Yeah, I mean, even if we move back to the earlier game, Furia versus Ula, they basically had the contention on the top of the roof, and either one of these teams could have actually taken them down, which was super funny that they then go into their rotation and they're next to each other again to have this battle out. But of course, Furia came out on top, and then this is exactly what we expect to see from Furia at the start of the matches. But if we go off of yesterday,
Galaxy का 0 point आया 21 3 point lead था सर we are already at top 2 or top.
Talk about the bottom teams as well, Lace, because the bottom teams ended up showing up here. Even though they might have not ended up showing towards the end of that game, they did use that rondo to go after those eliminations. Esports, Thundertalk Gaming, we finally saw them.
Yeah, I mean, if we have a look at Thunder Talk Gaming, I've sort of placed them, they just need a 5-point average that includes eliminations and placement points to push themselves out of that bottom into that bubble. And I mean, they had 3 eliminations early on in contention, and it was basically, I'm pretty sure it was AJ. He almost got a 1v4 on a team. And I mean, that would have set them obviously into a great motion because they actually had a free path rotating into the central zone.
As we see Orangutan take over that first place with 66 points. And the wonderful thing of this is that it puts OG in the perfect situation because OG now has absolutely nothing to lose. And their only chance
challenging, and they're trolling the plays to go directly to the finals.
This is fantastic. I mean, obviously it's best case scenario for any team, but for Orangutan especially, we are looking at a team here that yesterday was, you know, ramping up the confidence, ramping up the momentum very, very slowly. With this game coming in with a back-to-back, they've gone from 0 wins to 2 and top of the leaderboard in just 2 matches, Max. So I really, really like what we're seeing here. It was proactive. They were thinking about not only the next moves, but the next 3 moves as well. The timing was really good. They took advantage of third parties. That's what we wanted to see from them yesterday.
Yeah.
And they really, really did it. And this is exactly what we wanted to see, exactly the kind of result that they deserve now.
Talking about things you want to see, I'm going to say one thing we didn't want to see was 4Thrives taking a massive L here on Rondo. I mean, really, clearly a very big mistake. The mistake that's very easy to avoid is don't drop in Ulf's territory, right? You send your recall player and you're surrounded by 4 Ulf players. I can tell you that is not a good place to be. So hopefully, if they do have a bad playing path, they can try and find a better option. Even just go get a car and send it forward, loot, and get your teammates recalled maybe a minute or 2 later on down the line. 4Thrives on Rondo need to fix that slight recall system.
As we're looking at those bottom 3 teams, Gaming, Stars, Thunder, Talk Gaming, and Esports Rejects, good thing that they were able to get those points laced, as they were able to keep that gap even closer to be outside of the top, out of the bottom 3. But for some of the other squads, the thing is that now you have Alula as well performing. You have Furia being able to perform. They need to continue on with this consistency to try to make it out and hope that those teams that are above them end up getting eliminated early.
Yeah, I mean, if we have a look, Alula got themselves out of that bottom 3 position. Obviously, Thunder took the 3 eliminations, but weren't able to carry on the placements that they had from yesterday. But, you know, in the contention with Fury on the building, you saw Claw sort of taking up and entering that fragging position. And basically, we had, I think it was... Who was I looking at? Oh my God. And then we had the moment move around the back, and there was R8 be able to hold across the building. I mean, they have the ability to be able to get these eliminations, but they focused on that early rotation. They took the fight away from Fury. They're like, okay, we're going to cut our losses. We're going to get back into that position. And this is exactly how they clawed their way. I see what I did there? Claw their way out of the bottom 3 there. And if they can just carry on this, hitting a 5-point average per game, they're safe.
Yeah, hopefully that's going to be the case, but we'll see, because right now, I mean, with that back-to-back from OG, India starting to step up, and they're looking to be in the finals, as we're going to be sending it over to none other than Jackie, the man with the coolest jacket, and Kalaris.
With the not-so-cool jacket here, I'm out impressed.
Yeah, you've been done, mate.
I've been done. And I do actually preface this a bit with the fact that when I was talking to Aru, that was before the day actually started. So I didn't get actually a chance to talk to him about the win for today, because it hadn't happened yet. But it really has shown with that victory that they got here on Rondo, a 2nd place in the day 1, a 1st place now here, and also a 1st place in Miramar, that Orangutan is looking really dynamic on all these maps and really able to adapt to the changes that Rondo potentially brings.
Yeah, they're coming out giving it absolute chutzpah on the gameplay, which is what you need, mate. You know, we're about 6 or 7 games into the event now, James, so you got to really give it your best, much unlike that little bit I worked in.
Thanks for that. I really appreciate that. Oh, I'll be honest, I really wasn't expecting that.
No.
But on the opposite side of things as well, right, when we look at how all these teams are kind of using utility at the moment, it's going from strength to strength to strength. We've seen some real pinpoint precision, multi-nade plays. KRX was fantastic yesterday over on Erangel, just timing those kinds of plays out perfectly.
Yeah, I think that's actually something we were both agreeing on, right? Day 1, we were talking about historically how sometimes there's been a lot to be desired with professional level PUBG Mobile on hitting those keynotes with utility usage to really make the most out of it, because it's pivotal late game, and it can be the difference of a chicken dinner or not. This event, in terms of engagements and closing fights with at least defensive utility, I think that's been drastically better. We're still seeing some gaps maybe in tactical play. We're talking flashes, right? Some of the smoke plays left a little bit of room to expand, James. But for opening and closing down elims, it's been way better at clearing compounds.
I think one thing that has really stood out on Rondo more than anywhere, actually, is the deployable cover flares, actually.
Yeah.
Some teams have been using a lot early that I think they could benefit from just saving a little bit towards the later stages of the game, because deployable cover flares, it's one of the most powerful things that was ever added to the game, and if you can keep those into the really late game, that's even more powerful.
Oh, yeah. I mean, effectively at this level as well, right? It's not even as much necessarily you being as cutthroat to get those elims. It's just not leaving yourself exposed to be taken down.
True.
So if you can actually play around that, build yourself into a better position to cover late game, saves your bacon. We were pulling some of our hairs out. It's why we looked like this when we were sat there with the early drops, mate.
Oh, I'm getting old. I'm not sure.
You're never really sure. Just to work it in as well, whilst we're talking about the adaptation of play styles,
yes.
GOAT obviously on Rondo.
Oh.
They look far more... It's all right to talk about GOAT. Can I do it again, James?
I was like, yeah, I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it when it was... Go on. Okay, you're allowed to talk about GOAT.
I'm allowed to talk about GOAT. Well, I guess I'll gloat on that one, James. Call that a baby GOAT. That's calf wordplay. But anyway, GOAT team do come out far faster on Rondo. They play with aggression and they look sick with it. That's exciting because in their regular flow of battlegrounds, they're late rotators. They don't want to take those early fights if they can avoid it because they ramp up late game and look way better when they're fully suited and booted, James. Here, they do prove they can play both play styles.
Do you think they can hold on to a top 5?
I'd hope so. I think they're a dark horse for the event, but said this day
the whole event?
Yeah, dark horse, mate.
Oh. Hey, that's an exciting potential here because they're not really one of the teams that a lot of people are kind of including in that top 5.
No.
You got other teams like Flash that managed to get themselves to the end of this late game again. And actually, I was curious about Flash because I looked back at their games yesterday. I think if Flash was to do what they did yesterday compared to all the other days coming up, I think they wouldn't even make finals with what they showed yesterday. But at least now they've already kind of righted that ship a little bit in this Rondo game to get to that second place, right?
Yeah, I think, look, there still is well enough time. Well, I say that, 5 games left to go for some of these teams. So there's a little bit of time. Nearly did it yourself there, James. I've rotted his brain immediately. Yeah. But yeah, I think you can correct the ship. But obviously coming in early into game 1, having that bit of an awakening. I think for a lot of these sides, you imagine getting back to the hotel last night, you're unpacking the bag, not looking at really things you can celebrate, more issues you can fix, and just unpack that bag, mate, get it sorted.
Yeah, I mean, the win that they got yesterday, Flash, on the Erangel game where where you had Furia with a 2-2 split. I spoke to Nigma Galaxy as well. They were misreading the situation a little bit, but Flash had so much room on that east side to then be able to move into that field and hold that down. That's what was the key to victory for them, to get those points on the board. I had my concerns. I'm glad that they dispelled them here today because, again, they're a big name to try and kind of go further in this tournament. But anyway, thank you very much, Jackie. It is now time to head on over to the commentators once again here for another game here at PMWC.
That's Jackie, the jacket. I'm here with Hot Jukes. We're good to go and boring blank. But yeah, we're getting into our 7th game, 8th game. He's really ruined me that 6-7. Yeah, that's annoyed me. Yeah. We're into our 8th game now. There isn't a lot of games left, as Jackie was saying. It is coming to a close quite quickly now. And I think that for some of our squads, they do need to get a move on. I mean, Thunder Talk, I had a lot more hope for this squad, but it does seem that potentially Crushed is where it's at.
Yeah, I don't want to get those keys crushed. You want to survive, and the way to get it done is on good old-fashioned Erangel. Here we go. Southern playing path here, super southern.
Yeah.
Good circle for a team like Aurora. You know exactly where they're headed. But for the rest of these squads, they're going to have to get it done. Ain't that right? Blank the tank.
Blank the tank. I'll take that. Robust. Yeah. Explode on the scene. But yeah, I do have a very southern playing path here. It's incredibly rough to play around with. Aurora happy with this one. They can get down towards that south side fairly easy. Fourth Rise also a fairly decent start for them. Over towards Ferry Pier as well as the Yellows. So you wonder if they're going to run into any trouble in this area. I think Sosnovica is going to be a little bit more fixated on. But you're right to point out what you were pointing out there, which was the elimination.
It is very slow, guys.
Yeah,
I
he
don't
sneaks
like
into that top 3. He's right there. He could easily push himself to first if he goes and gets some good eliminations in this game. Looking at the match rankings right now, they are pretty stacked. Because I'll tell you what, OG is on top when it comes to the overall. 66 total points. 4 Thrives right below. Man, Pakistan on top.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, 4 Thrives are in second right now. It's a tough place to be in. Yeah, 4 Thrives, 61 points. OG just blowing them out of the water right now. But you could definitely tell the difference between 4 Thrives as well as OG in terms of the elimination points. 37 eliminations to 46. And if we rock that back to Aru, 15 of those 37 elims are coming through from him. He is absolutely a monster right now, and I really do mean it. It's Aru, the arrow, flying straight towards those targets and playing his team straight too, because that is a difficult thing to do as an IGL, to be both at the
wow, wow. Aru, run. Bhag, Aru, bhai, bhag. Aha. Oh no.
Yo. OG might be
Oh, gene problem. Oh, fuck those shit, bro. Maar, Frankie, maar. Paji. Paji, do it. Oh no, Paji. Paji, sexy. This got good. Nice revenge.
Kidding me? Aru getting thirsted, but it looks like Orangutan get the last. Aru getting call revenge, folks. Are you kidding me? Aru getting thirsted, but it looks, folks. That is what I call revenge, folks. Are you kidding me? Aru getting thirsted, but it looks like Orangutan get the last laugh here.
Shows they don't need Aru, but it would be nice to have him, but they won't have him this game. Down to 3. Elimination of the match as well, and the L.
Are they hunting him down? Is Win actually going for it here? No way. That would be insane. He's got him in his sightlines. We got a runner here, folks. And it's OG Win. Surely these
happy to go wherever they like, but for the Flash, they're going to have to head over to the hidden village with Naruto, with our new Ninetales Fury orc skin, which looks awesome, by the way.
Sick.
2 separate versions of the same thing, which is crazy.
He's hunting him down, dude. He's looking.
I know. This is some serious frustration coming through from the Flash. They don't want to lose out like this. He's got to keep the reputation high, apparently.
Wow. Win gonna go 50. So what a crazy way to start things off. Aru running for his life, dude, straight legged it.
My brother was in trouble.
Oh man,
I ain't gonna lie though, he was feeling the tickle of the blade on his back. He was just ahead of them. I mean, he had to pull out the old flick of the wrist, pervious to blades. Quite some time.
Can't even run Serpentine at all. I can't move. I
gotta go forward.
Just straight away.
The boys were coming to support him real quick though.
Yeah, they did.
That I respect from the rest of OG.
And they came in heavy.
But they know how important he is.
Yeah,
they know
dude.
just how important he is. So to keep him up is a really big thing.
Yeah, you were just talking about it, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's so ridiculous to see your top fragger also be your IGL.
Yeah.
And you said it yourself, and I agree. It's so difficult, right? You have so much to manage, so much to focus on.
Yeah.
But when you do have those rare, just superstars that can.
You had Beowulf back in the day. That guy was unreal, but they just don't come around all that often.
You don't see it. When you do, though, I mean, talk about the trust you gain from your squad, right?
Yeah. He said go here. He's also carrying us.
Yeah, he's also carrying. I think we gotta listen. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely does help.
for this.
Yeah, for sure. Like, yes, sir. Oh, we got you. Right? We're coming. And hey, they saw their leader, right, running away from a knife, and they came heavy. But unfortunately, it just happened to be just a second too late.
Coops sends some shots over towards Furia. Honestly, I don't think Furia's last game was terrible at all. I think they got fair far into it. And that was despite having a really, really hard start for them. I mean, their recall beacon was just so out of the way from the destination. And even then, they were trying to figure out it. I do think them getting in quite late was almost a blessing, because they could decide on which side they wanted to head towards. But by that time, you have little to no information of what's happening around the map.
Yeah.
4T taking shots over towards KRX as they do pass on by. This is towards those yellows on the southern edge. They're just moving through the forest, the south side of Pachinki, but Enigma Galaxy once again already flying out to a new location.
Yeah, a little rotation shenanigans early on. I want to talk about that point you were talking about earlier, though, right? Furia, 14 points in the last match. And they were one of those teams that was really critical, because they're one of those squads we honestly we're kind of expecting to see the top 5. Let's look at this replay, though, as Aru is running for his life, saying, please stop, guys, leave me alone. And those shots strayed the rest of the team off, but oh my gosh, Bose with the knife throw just said, nah, we're shutting him down.
You see, they can just see the death crate appearing. Man, they even had the vehicle in his face, right? Tires scratching the cheeks.
Oh, man. And Bose gets that knock. And I believe Bose picked up that scar from Aru.
Really?
Yeah, because, I mean, he didn't have it. Otherwise, he would have definitely shot him. But I think Aru had the weapon, but he was just like, no, I can't even turn around right here. They're just too close.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. But, I mean, OG gets away with it. They get some more points on board. 3 points in total, actually. Drops to 69, which is nice. But only 3 players.
Yeah,
I think it's still doable.
Definitely.
And for OG, they get a really easy start up towards Yasnaya, which is very central right now. DK, though, up against Alula.
Got him. Quick. With the quick knock there, and he needs it. I mean, 4 points. Ula are definitely moving up, because prior to this one, they had 21. So with 33 now, that does give them a good boost. The problem going into today was there was a good little point gap between that, you know, 6th to the 7th at the bottom placement points. You know, GK, Fudia, they had a 12-point gap there, and it kind of just goes down from there. So for Fudia to get a good game in, they now balance themselves out. They still need a good couple games if they want to push into top 5. And Alula, starting off really strong here, now put themselves in a good spot to at least hit the survival stage. Next zone does pop, though, and it is going to be in that mansion, shelter, Yasnaya area. Teams like Aurora, coming in all the way from military base, are going to push on up. We're going to look at this heaven area, though, and it looks like it is going to be X-Force Rejects. They're going to hold that down.
X-Force Rejects doing their best here. All gamers also moving out the way. But these boys need the points more than ever. Circle does shift over towards our eastern side, so we do have like some of these awkward compounds, some ditches over towards the eastern edge as well around the forest. Very playable for the likes of Goat, as well as Nigma Galaxy, who has set up, but you also have these winding roads. But Nigma Galaxy, once again, they're on that 2-2 split. They're on their wildness early on. But yeah, I think one team that I would love to see more out of right now is definitely Ulf.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people know that I'm a big fan of this team, but right now I think I have a small amount of disappointment. I think there certainly can be some better plays coming through. They have shown individually some clutch moments, but again, it's not what you expect of a team that gave 4 Thrive such a run for the money over in PMGO overall. So if we can see a bit more of that, but maybe there's just some new teams on the block. I mean, for instance, OG just looks like a different team to me, honestly.
Yeah, you got Ulf. I mean, they're still not in the worst spot when it comes to the leaderboards. I mean, we definitely expect them to always be in that top 5 position. So anything less is kind of like, hey, you know, what's taking them so long, right? But I mean, one good game, we'll see them in that spot. This could be it. I mean, they are in Yasnaya Fields right now. The zone definitely, for some reason, loves to favor that kind of area. So a hard shift goes in that direction. We could see them definitely pop off. But, you know, you are right. There are so many teams right now, like in this time, we've never seen the lobby just so well balanced, right? In years past, we've seen, you know, a few dominant squads, other squads that are just kind of struggling, but now at this point, anybody can take it. I mean, Thunder Talk's at the bottom. What's happening?
I mean, the Thunder Talk, they just haven't played well, have they? I think we've boiled it down to that point. There's been some missteps all over the place. I think there's been some bad rotations coming through. And then when it's come to the gunfights, they are being outclassed in some of them. I think Thunder Talk has a lot more in them to give. It shouldn't ever come down to AJ looking to win a 1v4. But again, it just shows that there is that potential there for Thunder Talk. But you're right, it is a fairly balanced lobby, but balanced towards being, this is a high-ranked game. Right? Yeah. It's a high-ranked game. You know, no one's pulling any punches right now. You best get out the way. For Gaming Stars, they're playing on this 2-2 split right now. They were wondering if it's going to head over towards those fielded areas. Does not. So they're going to regroup off the back of this one. I would say right now regrouping is probably the best thing to be doing. But Yasnaya getting cut out here is a little tough.
Yeah,
wondering what OG's next move is going to be.
That's going to be the question, right? What is OG going to do? What's Wolf going to do? It looks like Wolf, they were in the Yasnaya field. They don't get blessed, so they're going to go ahead and do a huge wraparound here to reposition. Well, let's look at Go. Yeah, Thunder Talk just getting picked apart once again. Awake running for his life here. Does get a little fortunate with that player from GOAT getting knocked. I believe that's from Enigma Galaxy. Moxie up close and personal with Jean, catches him slipping, and that is Thunder Talk out. Another rough game for them.
Yeah, I mean, GOAT's just too good of a team. That's all there is to it.
Goated.
They got the Jackie blessing.
That was it, honestly. Once that happened, it's over.
He's wrapped them in the golden jacket, and they're ready to go. I think for GOAT, it's been all right. Again, I think for GOAT, the main thing that worries me about the squad is the inconsistency. But hey, if you can have 16 Elim games with a chicken dinner, bosh, you're good to go.
Yep. And it was kind of crazy because we saw in PMMI, GOAT, they took the slot for 4 Thrives and weren't able to really honor it in the way that they wanted to. But they come here into the World Cup, and at least at this group stage, they're looking good, right? Second place so far after these eliminations they have. Hey, just a little bit more work, and they can end up on top.
A little bit more work, yeah. I think we really do need to have to wait to finals, though, to see that come through. Because...
On top of group stage, yeah.
On top of group stage, right?
They got a long way to go.
A long way to go.
They want that. They want that watch, that belt.
Hey, I mean, at this rate, though, they would go straight to finals in the current position they're in. They wouldn't play the group stage out. Get that direct qualification, which would be nice. If they can keep things up, that is. We do have a few more games left today. A few more Arangles.
That's right.
Into our Miramars to close things out with the wonderful John and Jackie.
Yeah, dude, crazy prize pool, by the way, man. It's so wild. You have, $1.1 million in the group stage alone, 152 grand onto the survival stage, and then we get to the finals, $1.7 million. This is what I'm talking about here, folks.
We're definitely going to be handing out some big prizes at some point. We're going to be going away with some cars.
Yeah.
Say it that way. Yeah.
Let's get it going.
Which would be cool. Again, I think that money should be reinvested in the team.
Yep. Well,
but also,
if to say you were the team, right? What's the first thing you're reinvesting into?
As a team?
Yeah.
God, get those boys a better scrimming area.
Yeah, that'll work.
Give me the refrigerated drinks. All right, I want vending machines for free, as well as all the rest, the cool things. The whiteboards, the blackboards, everything you might need. Tablets, etc.
Coaching staff, personal masseuses.
Your favorite phone.
Yeah. Yep. You gotta have it all. I mean, to really make it happen here, and that's the thing. It's like. I've had the pleasure of looking at some of these top squads set up, and teams like Alpha 7 who live together and have for years.
They did reinvest in a really good way, actually, from all the wins they went through. Go on, sorry.
No, I mean, a lot of these guys, for those that don't know, these mobile gamers are treated like athletes. I mean, some of them have personal nutritionists, they have exercise programs, they play for 6 to 8 hours a day with a coach staring at 4 monitors, just analyzing, figuring out how these guys can get better. And, you got millions of dollars in prize pool on the line, right? You got to give your players as much advantage as you possibly can. And one thing I do love, especially I've noticed about this tournament, is adaptation. Prior in so many different squads, we'll see okay, a bad performance, there's no change, just the same old kind of play style. But now we're starting to see some teams all right, hey, let's make some adjustments, like Team Flash. Let's hunt down some squads in Rondo. Let's see if we can take them out. 4 Thrives ended up going out in that last one here. But they're still in a good position, but Erangel is always going to be that map to where that's where championships are made.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for adaptation-wise, teams have had to get a lot better as times go on because we are having more 2-day sets. Used to be in the past you could get away with first day,
that's a great point.
Second day, and then adapt into third day. But now it's a case of you got to do your research. It's why we see teams coming back so late to the hotel, right? They go through all the VODs together. here in the arena. But we're getting back in towards the action. Things are starting to pop off in a big way as Ulf does open up. RQ's looking quite good here. They have been putting the work over towards Aurora. Now taking some gorgeous shots over towards Old Gamers.
Gonna look at KRX there, getting some more eliminations. Yeah, as AGAL getting punished here. It's just Maple up left for the squad. Benny gonna try to throw that through the window and not hit the mark, but the rest of the... Oh, that one actually did. Maple's hurt. He's gonna back it up as his whole team is now gone. Gonna have to do a crazy 1v4 here. QXZZ's got that S12K though. And yeah, he's waiting for his team. He's like, you know what, why don't we push up as all four? Guarantee this elimination. Sounds like a good idea.
There he goes out the window, goes way too far. In fact, Maple's just going to drop down, get towards the other building. This is a cheeky play. You have expected to get blasted on the approach. Smaller building, one way up the stairs here. A better chance for a 1v4. I mean, you love to set it up, but is it really going to happen? Enigma Galaxy heading over towards RQ. These guys have been making a lot of noise so far, and Enigma Galaxy, they're looking to turn that music down.
Yeah, Enigma Galaxy putting that work, and we saw them come in super late last night. And I was saying like, hey, what were y'all guys doing? Y'all guys studying? Y'all guys were talking it out, and they said ping pong. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? Sometimes you gotta build up those team building exercises, get that synergy going.
Right. You're telling me they did? That's what they were doing. Ping pong the whole night.
That's what they said. And it looks like it's working out right now because they are in a good position in the zone.
Did you just expose their secret sauce?
Maybe I just did.
Okay, now everyone's gonna be on the ping pong. Now Enigma Galaxy can't get on the ping pong tables. Look what you've done.
You're right. What have I done?
You got to take that back.
You know what? It was
Put that back in the back of the
VOD
box.
review.
It was VOD review. That's right.
That's what we were doing outside.
Exactly.
Yep, as well.
Yeah.
So that's what it's all about here. You got to pull out all the secret sauce, all the stops here.
Yeah.
Oh, Goat though, look at that. Force on the roof, getting these little bank-nades in, causing a problem for Gaming Stars. Yusuf gonna have to do something. He's only got the pump shotgun. Oh, he just turned to check his back and gets turned on as Goat team are just making it happen here. Once they got that Jackie blessing, these guys just can't stop.
Well, I mean, man, imagine just giving them so little respect that you don't even check the corner there and still winning the fight. That, yeah, if you're Gaming Stars, we need some more ping pong.
We need it. We need it. We need to do something here, right? Got to make sure you're locked in going towards the end. That hand-eye coordination, those thumbs are just rock solid here.
Kind of like mine.
Yeah.
Well, medium rare.
Medium rare?
Yeah.
I'm more of a medium guy myself.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something I could play with hands like the Rock.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The Thing. Nades over the top though, towards Four Thrives. Enigma Galaxy taking the fight over towards Go in the meantime. Four Thrives have been under pressure from a bombardment before, and they immediately start scattering. Do not want to fall prey to the same situation they did versus Enigma Galaxy over on our angle yesterday.
Uzaifa. Oh, catch getting ran over by our IQ there. And Four Thrives were just circling them like sharks. And they are putting in the punishment on Ulf. Man, Ulf just can't seem to get something going here. As Four Thrives now with 5 eliminations are looking good in air.
Oh, revive.
I mean, right now for Ulf, I don't think they're going to drop to the bottom 3. Getting up towards that top 5 is going to take some special towards the end of the day, though.
Wow, thank you down.
Right, they are a dead center team. Zypher finds a shot over towards the tank.
That's not a good news.
OG did make their
IQ
exit from Yasnaya earlier on, moving down towards that southeast side currently. X-Force rejects in front of them, running in heaven.
Yeah, the problem with this is that we still have the top 4 teams in this circle here. And if they all do well in this game, that's going to start creating a little bit of a point gap. And if that happens, especially in the next game, oh, it's going to get wild.
Yeah, I kind of feel what's going to happen here between Four Thrives as well as Heaven. This is the type of team that would just send it. They're going to send just underneath, though. And actually try and deal with OG WizGod opens up though, and this is good damage.
Okay, wow, what a kill. WizGod, actually.
Tanky put in that work, getting out Huzaifa, but yeah, now it's
Tanky.
just IQ up left. So
Tanky,
OG
nice.
with the stiff arm there.
Wow.
Getting it done.
Great.
Trying to hold on to that top
5
spot.
kills.
Now they got some good solid
Oh,
points.
no,
If you look at them right now, they're at 71. That is a good almost 20 points away from 6th place. If they end up strong here, that could be a straight lock for the top 5.
Yo, you know what happened? I reckon Aru went to this game, he was like, guys, you can't perform without me. Then we got some serious problems. I'm gonna go drop over here, you guys drop over there. I'm gonna get knifed up, it's gonna be okay. You guys gotta play on a 3, and we'll see if you can make it work. Remember everything I taught you. And it looks like they're doing it proud right now as 3 players. They hold off 4 drives.
Placement point as well. Nice. थोड़ा सा nice.
Can't believe he even made it to
और
8th
2-3
there.
position.
He's going to go ahead and take at least 1 point home with them. He'll take that as Aurora and Mansion are completely
Aurora
hard
versus
stuck.
NGX then
You got Enigma Galaxy staring at him. Yeah, look at that Satan from downtown. He's got some good coverage here. And this is outside of the circle, so I'm not surprised we're going to see Enigma Galaxy just kind of wait it out. Look to maybe get these last 3 eliminations and then push into the zone from there. You got Coops up close and personal.
RGC is still alive.
Things, but you got to be careful. You cannot afford to get knocked.
RGC
Igor,
could
though,
go
actually from Furia is staring at this as well. Man, Aurora, this is worst case scenario for you. 2 monster squads looking at you. You're outside of the circle here. Man, they're just going to try to do what they can.
Aurora. It would be good if Aurora versus. Oh, 100. Oh.
Another one could do the trick. Oh, yeah.
Fuck. That made bro.
And Coops is feeling it right now. He's been a fantastic player for the squad. Steps up now 1v1 versus Reapers. They're down. It is Chief to find the final shot from far
Aurora
away.
Gaming down.
It's been a rarity
Nice.
though, seeing a heaven circle in a long time. Usually it's a little bit of a feature, but never the ending position. See exactly where stage 7 heads over towards. Does it drop down towards that southwest side?
If 1 or 2
Let's
player
get
got
going here.
eliminated for
Galaxy
NGX,
putting in that work. They have
then
the
that
edge of
would
the
be
circle
good.
here. We'll see where exactly
NGX
they go
versus
ahead and
Furia
shift
would be
into. But they got
the
coverage
best
right now.
thing
Protect those vehicles. That's so
for
important.
OG
Because
as
if
of
the zone
now.
hardships away from them, they're definitely going to need them.
But they are
So
in
keep those
zone, so
protected. Wait for
they
that
won't.
next zone. You got 477 still up from GOAT, trying to soak up some more placement points. Next zone does pop though. Where are we headed?
Enigma Galaxy will absolutely have to move, and we are over towards Heaven. Gives OG another chance here as well on that western side. They're looking for the turkey here, dude.
Hey, the OG fans were happy about that one. I heard some claps happen the second that zone shifted. Let's see how this all works. Yeah, they are looking for that turkey. 3 in a row here. Here comes Enigma Galaxy though on the drive. 477 stuck out, and they actually pass him up completely. They're driving straight towards OG.
OG's gonna have to hold them off.
That would be a problem.
It is a 4v3
Oh no, I
here.
think it out.
Tanky the first to fall.
Not out.
WizGod actually is able to get a bit of a clap back over towards that way, and Ralph
Okay,
is
I
left
took down, okay.
behind. So only 2 players for
One
Enigma
finish.
Galaxy, possibly allowing chance for OG to reset.
NGX for 2.
IQ last player up 4 drives as well. OG are hurt though. That nade looks
good.
Good. WizGod.
Oh,
Barely getting out of the way of that
barely.
one. Coop's gonna throw another though. Coop is hungry. He finds a nice headshot there. That one stung. He knows exactly where they are. This nade is an eviction notice saying hello and goodbye. Gets the knock on a Tanky.
They're on their last legs right now. I think there was a bare moment where everyone was on practically 10 HP. WizGod will finish off IQ off in the distance. That felt personal.
Coops throwing a quick Molotov down low. He needs to start doing some of that low toss action we saw earlier. But he's got another nade locked and loaded. Let's see if he can throw this heat-seeking missile down south. Oh, he's got to watch his back, though, and he gets him! Coops is doing so
How many nets, bhai? Kitna net देंगे bhai? रुक जा bhai.
Goes a little bit too far. WizGod takes another nasty hit. Smokes going forward here, trying to keep
अरे भाई
every
सब
single
कितना
peak
इनके
alive,
पास
but a
नेट
4th
है
place
इनकी
is still
वाला
fantastic for OG. Setting goes down, that will give time. Potentially Winscott to move up and pick up AKOP in the midst of all the smoke here. Makes the dash now.
Devil gets a knock on to Satan. What is going on right here? We got Coops gonna hopefully try to get that res.
A demon on demon action. This is crazy.
Meanwhile, Furia is going to put in some work, and Silence, he's got that MG3. That's the gun.
2v4.
Man, looking to finally get a chicken dinner as Silence gets another knock there, and the finish actually Coops down to his last single HP. Does nice little vehicle switch there. Hops in the vehicle, hits the passenger seat, ejects, gets himself to safety for a little bit longer, but
nice.
It's gonna do it.
Okay, we are in third.
Place, though.
At least. Oh no.
A third.
No.
Me, AKOP is kind of tearing Xbox Rejects apart, but finally the edge shut down, and this is a free game for Furia. That's what you get, Devil. Take down Satan, friendly fire. Game's gonna end just like that. And Furia will pick themselves up a win. And it feels good for them. Coming off the back of that rondo into this Erangel. A real turnaround today.
That is how you get it done right there. Furia, you know, that was just a sigh of relief because yesterday they were just hunting circles all day long, couldn't catch a break, and here they get the chicken dinner. But speaking of breaks, X-Force Rejects, right? They stopped into heaven, they held that position.
Yeah.
Zone ended up getting locked onto them. And for a team that was pretty much last place, right, that gives them an opportunity.
from PMWC at EWC 26. I'm meant to be working with John Allen today, but I don't actually know where he is. He had a bit too much coffee before the show. Let's see if we can find him and tire him out. Well, John's got quite a lot of energy, I think, still. Well, it seems like John has finally tired himself out after a very busy day of activities. But here at EWC 26, PMWC is just kicking off for another day of games. Don't miss it, as it's going to be explosive. There's only one rule: just don't wake John.
John looks so sweet just taking a nap right now. One team that was not allowed to take any naps today was Furia because of the way that they were able to perform in day one. But in day two, Max, they are bringing it.
Oh, they were sleeping day one, but now they're wide awake and they're back in the fray. It's so good to see them play around heaven, maybe making sure they clear their backside and then just pushing into heaven, playing the high ground spot. And we'll have a clip later on of how they wrapped up that game properly. But Furia, it's so good to see Brazil is showing some presence here in this group. And 16 points, oh, that's going to put them way higher up on the rankings.
And we're looking at the second place Orangutan with the points. Honestly, the consistency that we're seeing out of this squad is exactly what we want to see. And if they're going to continue on like this, pretty soon we're going to be saying that that squad is going to be going straight to the finals because they're creating a bit of a lead there all the way down to the team that's in 6th place.
Yeah, it's looking very, very good for Orangutan to come in today with a win and then a second place. As far as the match rankings go, right, the second place in terms of points, just 14 points is a big amount to be coming in to the first Erangel for. I mean, we got 2 more Erangels for them to come on through here, but yeah, Furia able to really just wrap things up. I do want to say big ups to X-Force Rejects as well. They had Heaven and they kept it.
No.
Oh no. Oh dear. Yes, the replay coming on through of the oddest fight I think we've had so far. Get him!
No!
No! And then the rest of the team going, how dare you? No, we're coming in hot here. Just going to avoid some trees, go around a little bit, and just pile in.
It's a very dangerous game of tag with knives. Who does that?
This shows the camaraderie, you know? You're like, oh, you took out our leader. How dare you? And this is the energy that I love seeing from OG. I do want to sort of touch on, if we go back to, sorry, oh my God, I'm having a break. X-Force. Look, they were from the bottom. Now they're here. This was something, okay, this is something that they needed to do, I guess, a little bit earlier on in the stage. But look, you were saying they had Heaven. That was good. They were able to have line of sight. Even when the contention started with for Thrives against OG, they were able to grab a couple of eliminations from that position. But the mistake that led, obviously having that, they were pushing out of the building, which Furia, obviously with their 1000 IQ, were able to capitalize on that. But look, they had 16 points heading into today. So having that game pushes them out of that bottom 3, which is exactly what they need to do. But is it something that they can sort of carry on into these next matches? I do feel that they rotated incredibly early. They didn't really have the utility to sort of back up these fights that were happening down on the hill, which any sort of grenade, I think they would have taken that home. So it was a little bit difficult, too early of a rotate for them. A little bit of luck mixed in between it, but hopefully we can see more of these adjustments going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I do want to jump in here though as well, as I think this is exactly the game that they were needing to now push them forward into the next couple of games. You know, if you've had kind of a rough day, you do just want to get into the top 5, have a survival game, be assured that you actually can get in there, and then you can come into the next game going, okay, we've made a top 3. We've got some decent points. There's a little bit of pressure off of our shoulders. We've reminded ourselves that we're able to actually compete at this level, and we can go on forward now. So I'm hoping for big things coming in from them.
Yeah, and for Esports, honestly, I don't agree with what people were saying in regards that they got lucky. They were able to defend it off against a lot of people. But moving on to some of the other squads, I actually know we got a clip about Furia that you've been wanting to see, Max. Oh, you know what? Before you even show it, let's how about show some stats. They were passive, but the thing is, it ended up working out in their favor because they were playing that to win it.
I just wanted to see a win from Furia, genuinely. That's all I wanted to see.
They gave it to you.
After yesterday, we didn't get it, but here we go, looking at the final clip. You might be thinking, oh, they're just going to go from Chiefs compound straight into the side of X-Force Reject, but no, they put themselves between the outskirt of the circle and the middle portion of the circle, meaning X-Force Reject, even the side of NGX, Orangutan are all going to be forced naturally into their position. So all you have to do, set up a very solid defense. And you do that, by the way, with an MG3, which is the best weapon to have for Mr. Silence himself, my MVP prediction of the tournament. I loved it. They now see the number of players is down to just 2. Just nailed it down, take home that win. That was literally a perfect finish in terms of execution from good old Furia.
Yeah, and see, that was I just want to touch in that. That was a great sort of overview of what I was sort of explaining. Like, they didn't need to leave that position. Furia obviously capitalized on that, which is excellent from them. But yeah, I mean, Exports Reject should have just waited.
Yes, we're looking at the overall here. Orangutan now with 80 points, and that's just what I've been talking about. Like, right now with this squad, they have a 25-point lead over 6th place. Top 5 is where you want to be if you want to end up going to the finals. You could end up almost saying, because the way that they're currently playing is so consistent, this squad could be already going to the finals. I don't care if it's too early, but they're playing like it and they're looking like it too.
I mean, honestly, I think we get to the halfway point, and I think that statement is going to be very true, just based on what happens in the next game, right? 4th Rhymes as well. They're starting to go down the leaderboard just a little bit. RRQ. I mean, yes, X-Force Rejects have made it out of the bottom 3 by quite a bit, actually. But Team RRQ, that's not a team I was expecting to see down here, Max.
No Peko, please. Where is No Peko? I want to see some presence from him. Though we did see a little bit higher up on that second page, this Ulf, and a lot of people would say that's disappointing, right? For a team that was second place back at PMGO Season 1 and did so good, especially during the PMGC finals. Let them cook, right? They're slow starting team. Yang Tashol, right? I don't know how you say in Turkish, but they're slow starting team. I wouldn't be too scared for them, at least as they don't make in the bottom 3. We're fine. Ulf will come back eventually in this tournament.
I was going to say, I don't want to flex on my Turkish just yet, all right?
We're not there.
Let's hold on to that one. But before we even move on, how about we talk about some predictions here? Because for everybody currently watching at home, you can go to the EWC Play app and do your predictions if you haven't already. And if you do end up winning something, make sure you use that hashtag EWC and hashtag EWC26. I want you to tell me quickly, predictions. Who's going to be winning the next game?
Winning the next game is going to be 4th Rhymes.
Enigma Galaxy.
Stop asking me, because apparently I get it wrong and then I get roasted. So don't ask me that question again.
Such a cop-out.
X-Force Rejects, that's who I won, all right? X-Force Rejects, show me, keep on that momentum going. But we're actually going to be going to none other than Barty with the defending champions of PMWC, Yangon Galacticos.
Are we good?
Right you are, Seven. I've got the defending champions of PMWC joining me on the main stage here. I've got Yangon Galacticos. Smile, let's have a quick chat. You know, cast your mind back to PMWC last year. You guys managed to secure the championship. The way that you did that was by consistently putting up placement points. You didn't play too aggressive. You just played your game. Now we've had an entire year since then, and you're going to be joining the group stage tomorrow. Has the strategy changed? What's the plan coming into this year's PMWC?
Especially for the strategy, I don't want to use wine or rugby too much, but we will prepare for every possible situation, every scenario that, including the we experience in 2025, any new situation that might happen. Also, we don't rely on the same strategy because this is PUBG. Yeah.
Okay. Keeping the cards close to your chest. I like to hear that. Now, let's talk a little bit about what you're wearing. This is very, very cool. Now, your Yangon Galacticos skin has just released in-game a few days ago. It's traditional Myanmar dress, if I'm not mistaken. Please tell us how it feels to have this kind of representation in-game.
I mean, I'm so proud to be here representing Myanmar and wearing Myanmar culture clothes on the international stage. And also that is so meaningful for our fans and Myanmar people to be like a Myanmar traditional clothes on the international stage.
And if you could say anything to your fans who are watching and preparing themselves for you guys to step out onto the stage tomorrow and compete, what would you like to say to them?
I mean, cheer for us.
Cheer for them, that's what they say. Now, for those of you at home, if you want to get your hands on this incredible skin in-game, just go over to the PMWC event in-game, okay? Now, redeem with perk vouchers, and once you've done that, you'll be able to get your hands on the Yangon Galacticos Champion Outfit Ancient Charm Set. Yangon Galacticos, thank you so much for joining me in this interview. I'm going to shake all your hands, boys. Thank you so much. The gloves are really cool as well. And with that being said, let's head back over to the casters to continue day 2 of the group stage.
I don't know about ancient charm. That guy's got new school charm. What a sweet guy. And what a fun team Yangon Galacticos has been. Last year in EWC 2025, they were fantastic. It was good to watch them then. It's good to see them again here again. But we're heading in towards Erangel next. Map number 3.
Let's get it going here, man. Hey, I want to say one thing. Right? I love, good old-fashioned esports jerseys. I want that, though. I want one of those, man. So if you got that in a triple XL, bring it on down. But you know
it looks comfy, dude.
It definitely does. It definitely does. These guys are looking fly, here. But you know what? Speaking of fly, I think it's time to get this started here into the second Erangel of the day. Only 3 more matches after this, but this is going to be a crucial one.
OG up to 80 points now. I think it's going to be difficult to knock them out of that top 5 unless there's some incredible shifts up in the rankings as thing goes on. But honestly, I think OG, they're riding high right now. They are feeling good. I don't think anyone's going to challenge them too much. They might drop out of first place, but I'd love to see them stay up there throughout the entirety of the survival stage. And I can see Hoxie currently has taken our top player spot in number 1 with 17. Actually, Aurora top is doing a huge amount of work for them with 16.
Let's get it going here, and we can take a look at the top players. Yeah, top with the most damage.
Wow.
4,357. Unbelievable performance right here from him. Fortunately, we don't see Aurora on top of the leaderboards here, but they're right there. They're still in 5th place, but OG already now have a nice point sponge, like you mentioned. The GOAT and 14, nice amount of points as well. Completely tied up in 2nd and 3rd. This is going to be a close one. It's really going to come down to the last match to see who's going to be in our top 5.
Absolutely. Now I'm looking down towards the bottom of the leaderboards. RRQ in 14th. Now RRQ qualified on a technicality. They've been working hard, putting in the time to try and get through towards that group stage, potentially through to the finals. It'd be a shame to see them go out here in survival stage, but right now they are not playing up to scratch. So they do a little bit more here. 28 points to the 32. The X-Force Rejects have been able to grab the back of that last game. But we do have Naruto skins in-game at the moment. We've got the Ninetales Fury Org there as well, so you can draw for the Naruto character set 2 and become a sage yourself in-game. As we all know, all of the viewers of PUBG Mobile are filled with wisdom because you're here with us, of course.
That's right. That's right. If you could have learned any Naruto jutsu, what would it be?
I told you. Wait, John asked me this question yesterday.
Did he?
Yeah.
Asking the same one?
You asked that. I have the same answer.
What is it?
Rasen Shuriken every time.
Ah, very nice.
I had like such weird deja vu for a second there.
There you go.
Damn, let me...
I'll tell you what, I'm going...
Give me a second.
Okay,
give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds.
You know what? I'll tell you, it doesn't have a couple secs, and that is going to be Thunder Talk Gaming once again. Losing players super early on. Sitting is knocked. And Shiva with the vehicle swap is going to go ahead and get that confirmation. But he's actually going to have to watch out because Sing is already there, putting that punishment down. So Thunder Talk, X-Force Rejects, battling it out, back and forth. Reverb is going to get thirsted. Sitting did survive. And he looks like he is going to crawl to safety. Are you kidding me? So Thunder Talk shutting down that push from X-Force Rejects. One little mistake, that's all it takes.
Absolutely. X-Force Rejects leading 1 there. I was looking up jutsus in the meantime.
All right. Change your decision?
No, but Hey, I actually have this tattooed on my back, but it's the dead demon consuming seal. That one's cool. That one is cool. Unfortunately, I wouldn't use it because I would knock myself in game using that.
Maybe lock down your lunch so no one takes it, right?
I know. I have to.
That's right. You know what? I
need a res, bro. I need a res.
I need a res.
I need a reanimation jutsu right now. Come on, bro.
I'm going with the flying Raijin, dude.
Yeah, that is cool. That is big.
You can't. I think it's just too dang good. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you need me, I can have you marked, pow, and I'm right there. But what can I say?
I mean, Minato is the GOAT. So, yeah, you ain't wrong. But we are jumping down towards Sosnovka. And we do have to talk about this.
Yes.
We do got to talk about this because this is fun to watch, but it is also the first time we've actually seen it down towards Sosnovka. We're here to watch these players duke it out on day 2. Down towards the south side of the map. Thundertalk already making their cross right now. Enigma Galaxy are also looking to move across. And Fourth Drives, they're just not holding it. I think they were much more concerned with having a spot right now. They're on 69 points, which is great. It is good. But we want to see a bit more for themselves. They don't want to end up dropping out on a catastrophic turn of events coming through towards the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, top 5 is definitely the goal. More placements, the better for sure. And with 69, they do have a little bit of a gap from 6th place. But with how these teams are playing, I mean, that we've seen gaps like that get shut down in just a game alone. Especially when you got Fudia climbing up the leaderboards. They have 54. They're within easy range of Enigma Galaxy. Enigma Galaxy, as a matter of fact, they're one of these teams that really need this game right here because things are getting spicy for sure. Looking on over here, especially, this is a very difficult zone. We have a nice hard shift down to military.
Yo, my boys have got the double hovercraft.
Double hovercraft.
That is actually a massive advantage on Sosnovka. You want to keep those up as long as possible. You can sort of hide them down towards the south side if you wanted.
Yeah, especially if you can go hunt down one of those welding guns. Man, that's going to be so good for them here towards the end. And it looks like out of 2 teams that are already in military base, Fourth Drives and Enigma Galaxy are mighty close to each other here. Meanwhile, KRX is going to be storming the beach here in a little while as well. So that's going to be interesting to see. A lot of teams want to take in that position there.
Yeah, KRX actually heading over towards the slope, moving upwards towards Fourth Drives' position. Ulf is yet to cross yet, just worried at the moment. There is a jump to be made for Ulf here into top 5. They want it on this game. Similarly for KRX, Furia, The Flash. And you're right, Enigma Galaxy is right on that cusp at the moment.
Yeah.
Keep a white-knuckled grip to keep this one going.
Dude, these last 3 matches coming up are going to be so insane. You know what?
I'm excited.
Me too, and I am just so happy that...
Oh,
look at this. GOAT going down. Killer Joe is out. Moxie is hurt. So X-Force Rejects do cross the bridge. They head to Novo, and they end up getting the better of GOAT. Meanwhile, look at this. They're on a glider, getting themselves a position in this next circle.
Yeah, it's sad to see as well because it's going to be Fuchsman as well as Force going forward. Kind of plays you want. There's also a Crash Glider here too, so it looks like GOAT was double gliding, KRX is double hovering. Trend around the map. But yeah, I think for X-Force Rejects, this was cool. I like this from them. I gotta disagree with 7 though.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that last match, it did feel a little bit lucky, honestly. You play Heaven, and they sort of immediately lost as soon as they moved away from Heaven.
Yeah.
Okay? There was... And that's okay. It's okay to get lucky sometimes. It really is. But it also feels bad when you instantly lose players running out into a singular sightline. I want to see more of it. So that right there is more promising to me than anything. And it's coming in at 8 minutes into the game. Capability to take down a squad moving in and have the wherewithal to set up in Novo.
And actually get some eliminations too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all I know is that if I get zone locked towards the end, I'm feeling lucky, that's for sure, right? But you got to still put in the work even if that happens. This next circle does pop all the way down to military, so yeah, now there's no question of where this zone is headed. And
thank God.
Yeah, thank goodness. So I think we're tired of these like crazy water in the middle of the island circles. You know what I'm saying? So no splits here. It's just going to be who is the best in order to get this win.
Right now, obviously the center of Airstrip is pretty strong. Good place to play. You could even head over towards C block too. Not a bad spot. Worth playing going forward. KRX with the double hovercraft have a ton of capability to move in, but it seems like they may have ditched them somewhere.
Oh boy. Let's see the action is starting to ring off us. Julia's getting mighty close here. Geek gonna go ahead and find a spot in military. They're gonna be holding the satellite position as well as Doxy. Oh, nice jump shot. Ragnarok though. Oh, it wasn't nice enough because Hoxie shoots him out of the air and shuts him down.
Aurora trying to make the cross here versus Ulf. Ulf got across a little bit earlier. They rung the bell on this one, and Aurora starts to move up. Reaper's already down. Zjol trying to hit some mad shotgun shots. Don't know what he was thinking. And out top with his signature Mini 14, it's not enough as Kelsey from behind will find the shots towards him, leaving just Doc, the last player alive here for Aurora.
Man, tough cross and a bad time too. Match number 3 here for the second day. Aurora in 4th place. Going out like this is going to be tough. It's going to really be those last 3 matches for Aurora if they're going to make it into the top 5. So worst case scenario for Aurora, Enigma Galaxy, Flash, Yudia all pop off here. You can see Maniac looking for some cheeky angles, and look at him go. He's going to be able to try and jump all the way to the top, and he does. So Maniac busting out his parkour skills, showing people this is how it's done. This is how you get up on top. And Ulf's going to have to be mighty careful. Those footsteps are pretty loud, though. Let's see if they can hear him up there.
Doc's like, what the hell, man? You're making a lot of noise.
Oh, man, the coach didn't look too happy. We saw that little coach's corner. Let's see if Doc can make him smile. As Rolex is like, hey, nobody's here, right?
There's no way.
Nobody's here, right?
Are we trigger discipline on this one? That's crazy.
Oh, gets the thirst, though. And he did get shot in the back, right? Am I tripping?
No, you're not. That is ballsy to stay that. Nade goes fully long.
And the coach corner, no reaction.
No reaction.
No reaction.
Nil point.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Oh.
He did get shot in the back.
He did, right? Yeah, I was like.
My boy just stood on the stairs.
Just saying, you know what? If I'm going down, this is how I'm doing it.
I'm convinced Umpire Gaming starts.
I'm safe. Oh, man, Yusuf getting caught out. Maniac jumped down? I thought he was on top of the hole. If he was on top of here. Interesting. Scarface, though. Yeah, I thought he was on top of the little tippy top of the bridge. But now it looks like we're going to see Ulf just hard commit.
Alula's coming in here as well.
So Ulf got a lot of points to grab. I think they're going to hold on to the spot for a lot longer.
I mean, why not? I mean, Ulf right now, feels like people are feeding them points. Ulf's like, they're not even trying to make this difficult for us. They're just...
We'll take it.
It's just meals, free meal tickets arriving on the bridge. Yeah, I'll eat that up every time. Circle does move far down towards the southeast, though. X-Force Rejects did try and pick up the buildings down towards the southwest side of C block. But KRX is nice and set up. However, a lot of these teams are going to have to make their way out of Airstrip, and quite a few times that can be a difficult task. Getting out across that road, you're massively silhouetted in that situation. It's a question of if anyone else has those sight lines. Now, this is a big move from RRQ. They are flying through teams on the southern edge.
I like this play, actually. I think if you're RRQ, you're right now at 28 points. Top 5 is going to be really tough. Like, you need to pop
We got to make a play.
Yeah. We got to make a crazy play. And in order to make at least to the survival stage, this could be it, right? Like, hey, let's take the risk now. Especially with Miramar coming up. Let's full send it to the center, and they do make it there safely. So it looks like that bet did end up paying. Oh, as soon as I say that, AJ gets a knock and thirst onto one of the players from RRQ. So maybe a little bit too greedy on that rotation.
Yeah, well, I would say you should assume the players are going to be playing down towards these very much coastal edges. I think it's a very typical area to work with as well.
For sure. And they had so much space here, you know, I just think
there wasn't a reason for it, right? That's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
So Fun Talk will get themselves at least one off the back of that. A lot of teams are unwilling to move now that they're inside the circle. And it also seems that there's a lot of teams unwilling to move on the outer edges too.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those mistakes you point out, right? Because it's just a pure mistake. Like, there's certain ones that you could be like, all right, it was a coin toss. They could have gone left, they could have gone right, and they just made a bad bet. But that was one where you just kind of lost a player pretty unnecessarily on the side of RRQ. And it's those little tiny ones that they just like are a domino effect to your demise. So it could have been like, oh, we could have won the game with 15 points, but now we're stuck in a third place with 2. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens though as we look at this. Ooh, nice shot of that map. Let's see where the circle goes though. Are we gonna have a crazy shift? Does it center up? That's going to make things interesting. Oh,
man, that's sad for RQ, though.
That is tough.
You make a big play for the south side, and assuming it's going to move out away from airstrip, it runs it straight back. And KRX, honestly, for them, they're pretty happy with their spot.
Yeah.
They're even happier now. And if they still got the double hovercraft, they will be very well set up going into this late game. Not that they need to move much, but they can create some really good impromptu cover. All gamers will fly straight across this bridge. Gaming Stars realizing now they need to move instantaneously. RRQ flip to a new area. Foosman's on the other side.
They made the push quick.
A bunker each.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Your RRQ, the zone swapped on over. Take those bunkers, secure those spots. KRX, I believe they were holding those satellite positions with those hovercrafts, so that's a really good position, especially if the zone decides to go ahead and hard shift down south. So teams now taking some of their final spots. A lot of teams, though, still need to get into this zone. Our top of the leaderboard squad, OG, they are still way over there in blue, just barely crossing the bridge, super late. Al-Ula is in the same position on the other side as well.
It's a hard, I mean, we kind of was focused over towards 2 bridges there, and they were really unwilling to move. So was All Gamers, a little bit scared of it. And I know that OG likes to really analyze how they want to go forward. So if they still think a team's there, like they did yesterday on Miramar Gaming Stars, they'll try and figure out a different situation. Now they're trying to wrap on the northern edge, which I do think this is kind of interesting. They could come down from the hillside and sling into the south side of C block if they wanted to. But it's certainly an interesting one. And I think if you can see All Gamers flying in towards that eastern side, maybe this is the play, and it looks like to be what they're going for.
Yeah, they're sending it right now. Igor is trying to survive this one. Serpentini, looks like one of his tires did get popped out. He's in trouble. Quick, getting a knock on to Aaron. AGAL, yeah, just trying to send it to safety, but Ayala pops him out the vehicle.
It's not going to be. Fury has been marshalling this northeast road for a long, long time. Pulling out the badge.
Oh, pulling out the buggy.
Yeah.
That one real quick.
Badge has been put away, apparently.
Yes, it has.
By the Flash here, who are playing on the eastern side as well. So they'll double back the hillside. Again, I kind of like what OG went for. You know, just barrel down that hilltop. You out of the sightlines for quite a while until you in front of C block. It's not the craziest position, but you get a position at this stage.
Yeah.
It is kind of lit.
Yeah, dude, the fact that you even here with all 4 players up, it definitely is going to work out. Their med situation has to be super low.
Yes.
They blew.
Good point.
They blew through them just getting into here. But you know what? The fact that they are here and have such a point sponge on top is a good thing going for them for sure. You know what? I want to say one thing.
Go on.
These next 3 matches, I was talking about it, they're going to be so wild, right? And I'm just very, very happy that John got his rest before them.
Oh, he needs that nap, dude. You'll need that nap because you better be bringing the thunder going into those next few games. And the talk.
Dude. I just keep seeing these coach cameras.
Yeah, the problem is the coach corner cameras is that they're shown for about 2 seconds. We realize they're very sad, and then we take them away.
Dude, they're just sad or serious, dude. They're just like...
I think the production should keep the coach corner cameras up for a good 50.
Yeah.
We got to lock in with them.
Good 15 seconds. Oh, I would love to see the coach's POV too, like in the middle of a fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. As Silence putting some shots downrange. holding this position. This is a tough circle here, especially if it does go down south. That airfield there's not a lot of coverage in that area.
No, you're pretty much playing against the fence right now. Playing off the back of vehicles you still have that aren't completely wrecked. Dragging the bumper down the side of the road with them. For Enigma Galaxy, this is not a horrible spot to play in. They just have to be absolutely proactive. They're down towards the south side of the fence. But we're here with Furia looking to crest into the building alongside with KRX. Can QXZ hit a nutty grenade? Pops it back in the pocket though. And it makes sense. Oh my goodness me. They were fast to this location. But wow, the utility, the vests, the ammo, that don't look great. We got micro Uzis on board as well.
Yeah, and the good thing about where Furia is like it's pretty much almost impossible to hit a nade on them, right? That chain link fence makes it so difficult, and you can just see them just holding those utils, throwing it out, going back to that little coverage. So, but Team Flash, full sending it here onto Geeky, a hard commit. It's up to them to win this fight. Oh, great teamwork there with a 2v1. They are fully taking advantage of Geeky, catching them off guard. I don't think they really expected them to push. And if you're Geeky, it's kind of your fault there. You had to make sure that you got at least some shots onto them coming on in. But they were able to fully push this easily. And now with that bounce nade, Team Flash is pushing up little by little.
It's a naughty pincer that came in with Zeus around the corner, still on fire. Oh my goodness me. They toast him up a little bit, but he crunches back down on them with a couple of shots through from the DBS. Lovely to see here from the Flash, but yet there's only one stairway to get up on that building. You pincer on both sides. It's hard to deal with if you don't have a player on the bottom floor, and that team was already hurting. So it's a good identification from Flash, a good identification of how that building is best aggressed upon. So yeah, well done. Very, very well done. And now they have the ability to hold up both KRX and Fury in the near future.
Yeah, I mean, we had to see Geeky up on that top floor, and you could see exactly that's what Flash is doing. They have two up on top, just keeping an eye out so nobody pushes up on them for free. And that little mistake allowed Team Flash to just push up and get it done. Silence throwing a smoke right onto himself here. We know that was on purpose.
Damn, well, that is a nice nade. I think he's trying to get the M79 over towards the player who's knocked, but it's kind of just given away where he's playing. Got the pumpy and a nade. This has to be a special one, but the door's closed on him. Oh dear.
Oh, and that nade's gonna knock him out. It's just up to Chief. Next zone does go on over to the wide open field. Chief barely getting outside of that Molotov range. KRX, they want this elimination. They're just scared. Oh, that's on target. Yeah, that. Goodbye, Chief. Dinner has been served, and that is Furia out of there, roasted to a crisp.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunate for Chief. Was not the chef in that scenario, that's for sure. But now we have Enigma Galaxy down towards that southwest side. Their basic big task here is pretty much to hold everyone out coming through airstrip. There's a lot of little bits of interesting terrain. The airplanes themselves as well in the way. But this open area, so easy to dodge away from a lot of the nades. See how Ulf is able to play this one out. Get a quick replay on this one.
Boom!
Nice nade from XZ over towards Sitting and Thunder Talk.
Thunder Talk just can't catch a break here, man. Oof, they need to do something crazy if they want to just even get to the survival stage at this point. Top fives are just way too far away with only 3 matches left. They'd have to literally win all 3. But let's get into this game here. This is what's important. RRQ shutting down X-Force Reject, saying, nope, that is going to be it for you guys. But look at our leaderboards here. We got so many people in the top 9 still alive. These leaderboards are going to get crazy. Ulf up on top. Scarface with so much lay of the land here. Throwing the nades. Not trying to give away his position. And gets the lock onto Lord. He's got another, though.
I think they must have passed all the nades across to Scarface. He's up on high. He's dropping bombs. At the moment, Enigma Galaxy struggling to hold up. 4 Thrives decide they'd move over in the midst of all the chaos. Satan very low. But my goodness me, 40 bullets left basically. Eren will finish off Satan. Kelsey takes a big hit here. But for Ulf, this is a large game. 8 eliminations coming through. an almost impossible push for them that they're making happen here.
Oh, they needed this one. They needed this one so bad. 24 gets the knock on a Scarface, and that is that critical angle taken away. So now they no longer have the high ground. T24 is starting to push those nades through and gets the lock. He's down to half an HP, though. Gets knocked in return. Balak, though, is here, and he came to play. 1v1 situation. Balak up close and personal with the shotgun. He's got the range. He switches to the F4 and shuts him down. Balak with 1 HP, making it happen for his team.
3 legendary players on the same location. It's Balak, Aaron, and Coops. And Coops comes out on top. Goodness me. They needed him to dunk it into the hoop here, and he's certainly done that. Looking to move away, but now has to deal with RQ, who rocks up to the location. They're on set, they're on deck, and they're looking to get themselves out of the danger zone.
Woo! RQ just sweeping up the dust after that one. That was wild. So many superstars just going at it. And look at our top 3. Still in the game, but only single players alive. Next zone goes on over to the left. This thing is ping-ponging all over the place.
The Flash, though, they've got an unreal spot on this one. They just have to deal with KRX in the near future, and KRX, they are low on supplies. Team Flash has got a lovely little watchtower to make sure they aren't rocking up to them too quickly, and then you're right, it is very much open space after then. Likely the circle pulls away from both WizGod and the Flash. No one wants to move out into this open zone. This is a very difficult circle for everyone. I am more surprised that Foopsman has been left unimpeded inside the bunker over towards the eastern side for so long. And it certainly kept him safe. All right.
Oh, dude, he be fooping right there. Foopsman just holding it down. He ain't moving at all, I'll tell you that. The second he walks out, he's done. Honestly, just go out to blue zone. He's got a smoke in his hand. He may try, but...
I mean, they're not the point. I mean, that run
just
out.
Don't try, honestly.
That run out
like
is
this,
hellish. I mean,
it's over. If he makes it even into that white line of this circle, then I'm talking about GOAT are going to win this whole tournament.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
It's a hard push. I mean, there is this tiny ridge line you can play, but by the time you show your face, that happens.
Yeah, the second he even looked out. The second he even looked. Oh,
check this setup out. Oh, KRX, I wish you come to the door right now. Nade goes through, looks to be fairly decent, but Hoxie doesn't jump out the window. But the Flash, they've got a nasty surprise waiting for them at the door.
Look at that. And then the nade busts all of those gas cans. They wanted to make sure they had the perfect setup if they did push in. But now we're going to see KRX get beat up by 4 Thrives, trying to make something happen. Team Flash, though, punishing them and wiping them out. KRX not able to make the push.
I think Hazifa stole a lot of those heliums, though, unfortunately. RQ still going. Hazifa gets himself up in towards. Strong position in the game here. RQ, Gemforce will find WizGod. Hazifa at least secures himself a 3rd place here. But RQ absolutely will pull themselves out of the bottom spots this game. It's a certainty at this point. But we are centering up over towards horrendously open ground.
Zypha, man, last player up for 4 Thrives, does get this just one piece of coverage in this circle. What can he do with it? Especially if he's very fortunate to catch RRQ and Flash fight each other. Who knows what could happen? But Flash are going to have to push on out of that position. You can see him holding that kind of satellite tower position. So get a little bit of coverage here, but there's just nothing. It is all wide open field. Everybody just hugging the edge for the little bit of coverage they have.
You can see this is one of the most disgusting areas of the map.
Gross, dude. This is straight gross. There's nothing.
It really is. Yeah, I mean, gross is a good way to put it. RQ is moving forward, though. They get themselves over towards the ballistics. Flash playing up on top.
Oh.
It's a good shot from the par. Expect nothing less. Hazifa, the pile driver, off in the distance. Looking to smash these two teams apart as a solo. Quick tap fire.
He's going to have to tap fire. He's only got like 70 rounds left, and to make it even less, trying trying to get another elimination, though. Genfoss actually gets that knock on the bows. He's going for the thirst. He wants all the points here, but it's not going to be enough. That's 4 Thrives out of there. Here we go. It's Team Flash versus RRQ.
A nice interview with Flash earlier on. They were looking to find some more success today. There was some decent games yesterday. But can they secure the chicken dinner here at our halfway mark of day 2? Try and get themselves towards a position to get a direct qualification through to the finals in the top 5. Zeus playing off the back of the loot crate. Has the ghillie suit. Might actually be insanely important here. But they know, they've spotted him. RRQ, a lot on the line for them right now. Win, the final player left alive.
It's all up to RRQ here. They needed this win so desperately, especially with only 3 matches after this. They're trying to make that last second run into the top 5. And a chicken dinner here could be the beginning of that. But well, Team Flash, they're pushing themselves big up the leaderboards. Here we go, it's Just Win. He's got the last rock, but it ain't gonna be big enough. It's RRQ getting the chicken dinner right when they needed it.
Playing off the missile, they certainly will rocket up the leaderboard with that one. It's an important moment for this team at this stage of the day, but the fight is not done yet. They do not want to drop back down towards that bottom 3. There is still a chance of it happening, but right now they could breathe a little easier.
Ooh, yeah, I mean, they definitely are. They didn't breathe well enough to where we saw no pop-off right from that win. It's just like,
I know.
It was just, woo! All right, good. You know, we're alive. Okay, let's see what we can do, though, before we really get happy.
But Flash, honestly, they played well. I think the aggression onto that compound versus Geeky, it was gorgeous. That was gorgeous. Really well set up, honestly. And I think there's been multiple times we've seen Flash where they've demonstrated just great map knowledge, but more than that, great tactical knowledge of how to play those moments.
Dude, not to mention we saw those beautiful setups with those gas cans, right? It just goes to show.
They're cheeky guys.
They're doing everything they can, right, to make sure that they win those games, and that's how you get it done.
That's the Flash field. They'll do whatever it takes, and if it means playing off the back of a loot crate in Miramar to qualify for one of the biggest tournaments, they'll do it, all right? And I think that's what I like about Flash. They really take any opportunity, any moment to make it happen.
Man, and honestly, it just goes to show, like Geeky, right? I don't know how you let them push up on you without getting one shot downrange. But Team Flash, that's that, and the fact that they're able to take that risk, right? They see that spot open, they're like, you know what? Full hard commit. If we can take it on the way in, it is what it is. But if we do get it, we get the win, right? Possibly.
Yeah.
And honestly, with that many eliminations, that's a W for sure.
It is a W. And that's what all the teams have their sights on this tournament. The gorgeous PMWC at EWC trophy right there in front of our eyes. But a small break for us all, really, coming forward.
Yeah.
And I think that as we get to map 3, you got to take a breather here, reassess what we're doing going into the next 3 matches, because they really do count. And again, a lot of teams, they don't technically want to head through over towards that group stage.
No.
They would much rather just go straight to the finals. It's so much easier, so much more prize pool there as well. But again, it requires you to make those moves, make those moments happen. But yeah, I do want to see more on Enigma Galaxy. I think that they're a team that absolutely can secure a spot in top 5.
For sure.
There's been moments where we look across them and like, oh guys, you kind of look a little bit sad after that game, but they're playing well, man. They are playing well. And hope they can continue to do that, because we'll be back very shortly, and we'll see you soon with JJ, John, and Alan.
We booked Esports World Cup up.
third place. Close enough to see the trophy, but never close enough to lift it. For Aurora Gaming, the road to the Esports World Cup is about more than qualification. It is about finishing the story this roster started last year. At 2025 PMWC, they established themselves as one of the most mechanically gifted teams in PUBG Mobile. Their aggression was fearless, and one knock could quickly become a complete squad wipe. Doc, Top, Zeol, and Refus could all take over a fight, but at times, they looked more like a group of incredible individuals than one fully connected team. Doc was named MVP, but they still finished third.
За бидрийг одоо төрүүлэхэд зогсоосон зүйл нь гэвэл миний хувьд бол яг тэр үеийн яг сэтгэл зүй жоохон тийм байсан болоод тэгээд ер нь зоонч тэр rotationч тэр ер нь тийм болоог баха.
Then came PMGC, another huge international performance, another MVP level showing, and another third place finish. Two of the biggest tournaments in the world, 2 podiums, but still no trophy.
За өнгөрсөн жилийн үтгэн бол бас 2 том тэмцээнд 3 дугаар байранд орсон. Тэгээд энэ жил одоо тэгээд чадхаараа чэндэ.
Now, they return under Aurora Gaming with a new organization, the same firepower, and another opportunity to finally win. The question has never been whether they have enough talent. Their MVP titles have already proved that. The real question is whether multiple stars can now play as one complete championship team. Their qualification run showed promising signs. Aurora still played aggressively, but their rotations looked more controlled. Their pushes had more support, and the team appeared more connected. That growing coordination was on full display in the final match.
Oh, the nade of Refus, the 1v4 from range.
They wiped out the last team and won the EECA finals by the smash rule with 145 points and finished first in the regional qualification ranking.
That will be the tournament going their way. They've done it. Aurora are your champions.
За өнгөрсөн жилээс энэ жил нь ондоо зүйл гэвэл одоо манай багийн хувьд ер нь сэтгэл зүй уур амьсгал багийн тоглолт ер нь нэлээд өөрчлөгдсөн. Одоо яагаад гэвэл өмнө жил одоо 2 том тэмцээнд 3 дугаар байранд орсон болохоор одоо жишээ нь авраг авахаас одоо нөө хой суугдсан алдаануудаа ер нь тэгээд бүгд засч орж ирсэн. Тэгээс авраг авахын төлөө ер нь чадхаараа хичээнэ.
The MVP awards are already there. The international podiums are already there. Only one thing is missing, the championship. Aurora Gaming arrive at PMWC 2026 as the uncrowned kings of PUBG Mobile, ready to break the third place curse and finally become global champions.
Jangan diadu, Sep. Jangan sampai kedok, Sep.
Dia bisa mati zona ya.
Gua main dalam smoke ya. Gua ambil kanannya, gua ambil smoke-nya, gua ambil smoke.
Ambil get. Udah di batu kanan dia. Oke, dari batu. Tanda, Sep. Nice. Gitu deh kayak dari tadi. Jangan adu, Sep. Jangan.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to PMWC at EWC 26, day 2 of Group A, as we're just 3 games away from crushing Keys. But talking about Keys that don't want to be crushed, RRQ, the team that needed those points, the team that needed to be able to get out of the top 3, I think with that win, they should be able to.
I mean, agreed. I mean, these teams, you can see the desperation that are flowing through all our teams at this present time because they know that this is their last and final chance. They don't get another opportunity after this. They don't get to have a second chance. They're already on day number 2. Now, this performance from RRQ, obviously they were incredibly quiet in our first 2 matches, so having this sort of comeback for them is not, I'm going to say, a miracle. It was obviously well determined and planned. They were able to sort of cause that chaos and that contention right here in the ends of the stages and basically position themselves in such a fantastic way whilst our juggernaut teams sort of fell from there.
Yeah, it's still really good to see RRQ get a bit of presence here with that massive chicken dinner here on the outskirts of military base. But we saw during these replays, Coops, oh my goodness, Coops, that clutch. There was Ulf, there was Nigma Galaxy there trying to just survive against their grenades, and also 4th Drives coming in late. But what a clutch from this guy. But eventually you can see the circle very open-ended. Flash just throwing everything against the wall, hoping it sticks, but nothing really stuck for them. And eventually the angles they had was enough to finally secure the very first Indonesian win here.
Yeah, and for Flash, I mean, for them to even get second place, this is good as well for them, being able to get those eliminations. But for some of the other squads, it's starting to be a bit of a, you need to start doing a lot better. We've seen Esports Rejects do better. We've seen it now, none other than the team that just ended up winning RRQ do better too, to get themselves out of that bottom 3. As we're looking at a head-to-head here from Flash and 4Thrives. In 4Thrives, my gosh, Falak can definitely do his thing. He's still showing that they want to go for that first place, because they should be able to go for that first. Is that Glitter? Glitter! Whoa, wait, come back. I actually want to see if we can get a club. Is there any club championship update?
Oh, no. But I'm literally going to get one right now, so stay tuned.
Ah, thank you. Glitter Explosion, our championship update person, just the girl. She knows everything about CC. But going back to some of the other with 4Thrives, right? They're still battling with OG for that first place. If you end up being in first place, you will be able to crush those keys.
Yeah, they've been having a bit of a tougher time in the last few games today, because the finish is always just a solo of 4Thrives. We're not seeing like the dominant force, 4-3 players alive just steamrolling every team in these matches. No, it was Huzaifa earlier on in that Heaven finish. It was IQ. I want to see the just dominance of 4Thrives back in these games, because right now it's been a bit silent, but day 1-7 was just so good for them. It should still be enough for them to remain in that top 5.
One team that we haven't seen being able to be dominant or even currently in the top 5, if I'm not mistaken, when we get a chance to end up looking at the overall, is Ulf. Ulf is a team that a lot of us were expecting to go straight from groups to finals because of the performance that they have had this year.
Yeah, it was about a 3.3 average point for yesterday, just eliminations alone. And for a squad of this caliber, I mean, their first few games to only achieve sort of like 10 points, which is not bad compared to some of the other squads, but it's unusual coming out of this match. And they were able to have that control over the western side. They had that little bit of defense. They were able to sort of get the car and place it on the hill against 4Thrives, but they were so incredibly grouped in that contention. It just took one of these opening nades from 4Thrives to be able to eliminate that, and then they just didn't have the ability to maintain that spot. And their squad should be able to do that. I mean, at the end of the day, it was about 8 eliminations coming out of that match, something that they needed, but this is something that they should be doing every match.
They definitely should be doing that every match. Now we're looking at the bottom 3 max. We got Alula, Gaming Stars, Thunder Talk Gaming. Thunder Talk has been pretty much non-existent, so I'm sorry, Thunder Talk fans. I'm just gonna skip it. Gaming Stars as well. Alula at one point showed us that they could maybe even try to push for the top 5. That's not the case right now, as they're currently sitting at the bottom 3.
I gotta say, unfortunately for the side of Alula Club, it's just 2 players doing most of the work for their side, so I need to see presence from the other 2 players. Hopefully it'll be enough, because right now, 7, it's a 2-point difference between those teams in the bottom 3 and the teams just above them. So Alula, it's not game over, but they need to get these points on board right now. Their non-games literally are 0-pointers. You can't afford to do that at PMWC.
Yeah, you cannot afford to do that kind of stuff at PMWC, especially with 3 matches left. You can either make it to the grand finals, you can make it to survival, or you can end up going home, going into this final 3 minutes. Oh, what is this?
Oh, God, thank you. What's this?
What's this?
What is? Thank you, James.
I will not throw my
even
card
give us a
at you this
thumbs
time.
up. I threw my card.
I've learned my lesson.
Oh,
sir.
wait. This is a PUBG Mobile blind box. There's something inside. Let's open it.
There's a Giga Rare one.
Oh my gosh.
The mysterious, the joyful.
Wait, y'all ready for this?
Is that the clan or can't?
Lace, wait, you ready for this?
I want the pink one.
Max is already going.
Oh my God, you guys are already ripping it.
Sorry, we're littering right now. Don't worry, we'll pick it up after this.
Oh, there's more packaging.
Oh, I thought I got the special one.
Oh, there's a card in there too.
Oh, did I just get the one I wanted? Oh, no.
Hey, I got the pink one.
That's the one. Is that what we get? Let's open it.
I got the.
Gonna have to put this down.
I think I got the pink one. Sorry, spoiler alert.
What did I get?
We're clearly not good at opening blind boxes.
If you like ASMR, here you go.
El Clasico.
Yeah.
Wait.
Boy. Wait, did we get twinsies?
Twins!
Wedding!
Ah, please let me open this. Yes. Yes. I like this. You know what? I'm gonna this the rest of the day, because we're now heading to the final 3 matches of PMWC at EWC 26 Group A. Who's gonna be making it? This is awesome.
I'm loving it. Some excellent blind box openings coming there through from our analyst desk. They're having a good time. Our teams probably less so, because it is getting sweaty
Yeah, that's the thing about blind boxes, John. You never really know what you're going to get outside of the predefined list of items. But obviously in PUBG Mobile, kind of similar. You always know what you're aiming for, but you never know if you'll get it. Some teams definitely getting more than others.
Yeah, right now, hot contest on the bottom bubble, and it's going to be a real fight for them to try and join some of the teams maybe in the survival stage, not to mention the top 5 going straight to those grand finals. We're going to be heading over into Erangel for the last time of Group A. As the plane path sends on over, looks like we're coming from North George, cutting down towards Novo way, towards that military base. We saw that military circle finish in the last match. It did get a little bit messy around the runway. Let's see if we can tidy things up here.
Yeah, see how we're looking and what sort of sauce we're going to be cooking with into our last 3 games of today. And obviously for some teams, John, that's the brutal reality of the situation. It's not just the last few games they're playing today, it could be the last few games they play this entire tournament. And obviously for what we've been building up for throughout the season, throughout this year, back-to-back grinding for some opportunities to really arrive in Paris, France here at EWC 26, John. If it's taken away from you in the space of 12 games, it's going to be such a gut-wrenching feeling.
Well, that's going to happen. It is going to happen necessarily to at least 12 players.
Yeah.
Because 3 of these teams are going to be going home, as the desk was talking about before. It's, you know, Alula on that bubble right now, 33 points to 35. They need to jump up a little bit further. It's a little bit further to go for the teams beneath them as well, but it is still all to play for as we enter the back half of the day. Over military base, looks like we've got 3 teams dropping out. GOAT will be heading on through, trying to make their way over to Novo. A very heavy west plane path.
Yeah, it is a bit. Ooh, shift on that as well. God, we've had some kind of rough circles so far. John, I don't know if you'd agree, mate. Past day, especially today again. It's been a bit aggro. This is one that I imagine for GOAT team, you're probably going to look up and go, you know what, it's not that bad. We love a late rotate, guys. This is the dream.
Yeah, grab some of those hovercrafts, pull a KRX, send in for 2, and get in late into the game, or at least try to. Looks like Flasher on the hunt. They've spotted 2 players in a buggy. Out of the window he goes. Wint for the spray down. Doesn't quite connect on the first one. Reload, leaning out the windows. 3 players in the car, trying to chase them. But it looks like X-Force rejects are wily to it.
Yeah, Win looking for the lineup. Full gangster level plays as he leans out the back seat with the boys tracking nicely. That's going to be the bonnet over the top of Reverb to get their first elim hard hammered in. So not ideal for reject, John. You've dropped into a field and you've been mowed over by a vehicle.
Far from it. Yeah, absolutely. Do want to be keeping all your players alive right until the very end, Jackie. That is a top tip for PUBG Mobile. But they are going to be playing on and right on the bubble as well in that 13th place position. It is rough stuff, especially given that they're one of the few teams who's already dropped up towards this north side, right? With 4 players, they have such a better opportunity with Severny to grab everything that they want. And if you guys want to grab everything that you want, make sure that you're joining the Uzumaki Naruto event to make sure you can get the chance to draw those beautiful skins that have been added to the game over the course of it. And see if you can take the top spots here. Well, you have to wait for that probably. Next qualifiers.
Yeah, maybe another year, maybe another time. But obviously for the squads that are battling it out right now, I do like the point that you established, the idea that for a team that was thankfully gifted a position that was far closer towards zone, you've got a quicker rotate to actually get yourself set up, find some safe ground, get yourself truly looted rather than just with scraps when things kick off and you're forced to run into a team on rotate. Well, that would be a lot easier if you had all 4 players. Even one at a pivotal point like this makes it far harder to actively fight. And reject, I mean, not, you know, being rude, John, they need the extra level right now. You need the full squad. 3 players, this is going to be a bumpy ride.
Yeah, they're only 2 points ahead. They definitely need to have everything playing to their tune if they can get it. Team Flash very happy to be able to add another point to their tally, try and solidify themselves in towards the top 5. Because of how the plane path was sat, it did exacerbate those vehicle drops, which is why you see that sort of conflict. And then trying to break out to the east, you kind of are going to expect it on a situation like that where you start all the way out on that northwest side. So, yeah, brilliant stuff for Team Flash to be able to hunt that one down. I just hope they didn't waste too much time. It was pretty quick, though, so I don't imagine that they have. They also have all of Yasnaya to be looting through. We are seeing the classic Nick McGalaxy send 2 out, and see how far you can go. I'm expecting to see them in Kameshki in about a minute.
Yeah, this has been, well, you know, relatively working for them. It's been something they've adopted far more with a 2-2 split, being a bit more proactive. We've seen that over the course of the flow of games today as well. Opportunity that they might run into some bystanders and possibly get a read on it. Avoid early interaction if possible with this setup. It's TTG just nearby. Ulf and then Flash in the middle as well. Another squad that's there though, John. OG. Been looking a lot more exciting as the event's gone on. A lot of fanfare behind them.
Yeah, absolutely. They have really picked things up today, obviously taking that top spot right now, just about pipping fourth rights to the post for the time being, but there is still time to change that. Of course, again, very closely for position. But for both of these two teams, it's about that top 5. It's brilliant that you have that sort of step up for Orangutan, for Fourth Thrives. They have really been putting that pressure on towards the top of the tables, and it's been great to see they've been able to ascend to such heights. But yeah, for Orangutan, they're looking much more coordinated today. They're looking like they really have it figured out in a lot of situations, I think it's safe to say. Quick refuel there for Fourth Thrives as I getting some target practice in. Getting ready for it. And I'm assuming, yeah, I'm just going to top that one up right to the tippy top, and off he goes. Falak on the road again. Falak was kind of crazy with it at the end of that last match, right? Sending forwards over towards, I think it was Enigma Galaxy to try and sweep through, obviously. No, sorry, it was Coops who took him down from Enigma Galaxy. Yeah. But yeah, it was really quite nutty what they were able to pull off there. Unfortunate that Coops did roll them down, but you can see why people talk about Falak the way they do from the play in the end there. I would say a little bit too much risk for my liking, but that's why I'm not in his shoes.
That's fair enough, man. I think, you know, at certain times you've got to dial it on, right? And if you can rep yourself in those moments, we've seen when he does need to sort of realistically understand it's time to play a bit slower, be a bit more defensive, he can hit that switch. But he's so damn slick with it in firefights that, honestly, I'm pretty excited seeing him giving it. He started off day one with an absolute fanfare of performance, and that's not gone anywhere. Chance they might run into some uncomfortable water, though. You got this wrap over the bridge from Aurora, KRX just up ahead, and 2 of the 4-man split from Nigma, not too far away either.
Yeah, still in Pachinki though, and if I know anything about them, they're going to stay there until zone 2, and then see where they can go. Okay, no, they are on the road now, so they have finally looked to leave Pachinki. As we hop over on board with Geeke, they are currently moving out towards the east side of Roshok, trying to find a way to maybe have a chance to cross the river later on. It looks like Orangutan are further ahead in that pursuit though, and that's going to make things difficult. Will cause a bit of a roadblock there, and instead they post up in some of the buildings. At the moment, with the river as it sits, you're more going to look to prioritize the eastern side of this circle right now because it's so much more mobile. Teams out there are going to have the opportunity to send all the way north nice and quickly, or drop down south if it comes to it. But the teams around the river, they're going to be blocking each other. It's going to be a lot harder to move. It's very, very difficult to try and make that rotation. But sometimes that's just where you have to find yourself. That's just where you are going to end up going. But yeah, I'm looking at the teams on the east and thinking they're going to have a better time of it in towards stage 2 and 3.
Yeah, it's fair enough, man. As much as the ideal situation doesn't always present itself, sometimes you've got to just roll with the punches. We did see a little bit of a read there from Geeke as well. It's Ragnarok that's looked like he's actually kind of the spear of this team in situations where they want to instigate. He's always keen for a fight. Took some warning shots over towards OG. Won't really invest much into it, but info goes both ways. They don't need to all-out brawl right now. They'll avoid that encounter. This is going to get spicy soon, though, John. A lot of space that's going to be taken away. Tons of squads getting neck and neck towards each other, and that's the crunch that comes in.
Yeah, keeps Yasnaya on the north side of this circle. Again, those teams out to the east side going to have better access to this one, but I'm looking at RRQ and wondering what their moves are here. It's a difficult spot for them. Do they try and force their way across the bridge? There's potential for them to get a good start, but as time ticks away, it's going to get less and less likely that they can make it unscathed. However, they have managed to send forwards a scout, and actually the compound to the south of that bridge looks fairly uncontested. They might just saddle themselves with a really quite brilliant compound on the west side of those Yaz fields. Very, very central, and potential to backswing if they do need to end up going to the north side in a crazy circle shift.
Ooh, 10 points for that one as well. Lovely work there, John. He's probably damaged the vehicle a little bit in terms of resale value, but hey-ho, for what it was a nice rotate right up the ramp.
You know what? A chicken dinner's worth any resale value drop, so we'll see if they can leverage that position over on the east side. Very stylish though, and you're right. Yeah, style points definitely super important here.
It's pretty on brand for 4 Thrives as well, isn't it? Style from what we've seen. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get a bit more of that. Right now they're looking over just towards the ridgeline. Got a bit of a read on TTG, but once again, you don't want to throw the first domino and have it blow up in your face. But Flash,
don't know what sort of dominoes you're playing.
They're really big ones, but they're full of those, you know, the things you used to buy from the penny shop, you throw them down, they blow up. It's like that. Yeah. Bangers, John. Bangers.
Absolute bangers. Let's see if we've got a banger fight on our hands here between Team Flash and Gaming Stars. Win pulling the pin. It looks like the opener has gone well, but BWC has already fallen as well. So it is not looking super healthy. You've got KRX also poking their noses in from the south side of this fight, Jackie, which is going to potentially force it into an uncomfortable scenario. Well, more uncomfortable than it already is, to try and find themselves locked horns now. Gaming Stars trying to rebuff Team Flash. Yeah, KRX going to continue to just slyly creep around the wings of this.
Now on the periphery, keeping their eyes open. Swash going in. Ooh, trying to swing the broadsword there on contact. Top's good for one quick flash back. Rolex with the heavy artillery doing damage as well. So trading blows right now, but this is looking like a pretty good recovery for Flash, John.
Yeah, it looks that way indeed as Gaming Stars go down and Flash hold their nerve in the fight. Some really cheeky angles being held there. The 2 ghillie suits on the inside of the building, not going to matter too much, but it does probably feel a little bit more insulting when you see a little bush Wookiee coming around the corner, taking those shots at you. In the meantime, we saw a player earlier drop from X-Force Rejects. It looks like they may not find too much more luck out in the open as they rotate towards the Wizard Tower here. This is very, very central in those Yaz fields. It is completely isolated, and SafG has nades for days. He's got one more, and he puts them to bed.
Man, that's clean. Straight on target, lines it up, knocks them down. 10 points for that one, as he'll be walking away with his head held high if this was basketball. Right now it's PUBG Mobile though, and they're living their movie. 2 elims chimed in. They did lose easy for Bad Boy, so it's a 3-man squad from this point forward.
See what they can get done with that. I was keeping track of the Enigma Galaxy rotate that we saw, the wide split. The forward duo actually rotated back around the side and re-injected from that south edge. And now Enigma Galaxy sit on the south side of this one. Should potentially have a pretty good position into the circle, but 4 Thrives moving in from the east side could make that difficult. This is an interesting rotate coming through from AGAL, right? They are actually going over the north side of the Yaz Lake, followed by Alula, but they're going to have to try and cross the bridge. It looks like that Roshok bridge is going to be available for them. But are they going even further west? Okay, fair enough. If they don't have the scouting information, you might expect that Roshok Bridge could be sat underneath.
Yeah, I suppose the paralysis by analysis on that one, overthinking it just in case. We'll see if they take a bit of time for a slightly longer rotate on it. Right now, more of a scouting party mission to read things. Alula going to double back as well towards Yaz as they don't overcommit on the chase. I'm looking at this very slow rotate we've had from GOAT as well. This is more classic GOAT, John. They love just wasting the time, dialing it down. And a potential fight versus 4 Thrives is something where Killer Joe loves to stick his face into the mix. But look who gets the first knock. Falak out swinging.
And the flush as well comes on through. Falak on the broadside though, and a Team Flash to crack him open. And it will go down. Not quite getting the flush, but he's very, very low. Immediately IQ swings on wide. The spray down needs to come through, but the rest of Flash not quite in position. It was a cheeky pick, but I think they're going to be able to get Falak back to his feet. Zeus moves into an off angle though, and that could be the high ground they're looking for with GOAT in the wings. 2, there is danger on every front. Falak will be back though, and he will look to get some healing done. 4 Thrives look to maintain position on the east side.
Yeah, I want to see if they can really dig their heels in and hold on to this. Top's attempted to get a large dash on the nade, but not enough distance to hit that one. And on the double back, he's spotted out. Easy connections from Hooksy and Tree. That's going to be him left. Banged out in the field, John, as KRX clean up on that free elim.
No possibility of recovery there. Playing a player down now as well. 2 players down now for Flash. KRX looking to hunt down a third as Zeus heads out into the blue with his comrade on the east side, really getting hounded out of town now. 3 circles in. We're about to see that next stage coming through, and as soon as you start getting knocked in the blue zone, it's not going to work out well for you. This central area, Ulf's compound, super important. with this next circle shift coming on through, if it heads out to the east, okay, it's going to guard a lot of access for the teams on the north, out to that west side as well. But I'm looking at Enigma Galaxy here, and I'm thinking they found themselves in a pretty solid spot, as have 4 Thrives. Geek as well, holding down that area, could potentially be onto a winner. But Thundertalk, slap bang in the middle, might just have what they needed, because X-Force Rejects, they're down and out already. We'll see if they can make it happen.
Pot shots being taken towards RRQ as well, with Alula finally making their push down. We have that split from either side of the squads with AGAL. And Alula being thrown into the blender. RRQ attempting to get the shots on target. Furia third party as Chief starts to strike. And they might be able to clean up onto this as well. Force the issue back onto Alula following the damage they've taken from that investment, John.
Trying to recoup some losses. See if they can consolidate, re-engage a little bit stronger. That north side does need to conclude fast though, because the circle has just started closing. AGAL on the west edge, that slow west side swipe is going to work out well for them in terms of staying alive, but the west insert may be a little bit more tricky. Ooh. On board with Furia as they take a tumble, but it's 1-for-1.
R3B, what can he do here? Closing the gap with the shotty, quick switch to the primary as well. Tracing not quite on point to get the back tag off as Furia do dip out. You can see the damage is already done. It's only a solo that barely might survive. Survive being the operative term, and not this time. Alula wave bye-bye to Furia as they are down and out.
And they say hello to the top 13 with that as well. The 7 eliminations they found, they are making that break for the survival stages here and now. In match 10, takes until double digits apparently, but an inch is as good as a mile when it comes to qualification. And that's what they're looking for. As far as they can go in this match, they will start to put a buffer between them and the 2 teams beneath them who have already been eliminated from this match, which is brilliant news for them. And they might be chasing down Geek and potentially RRQ off this match.
Exactly, see how far you can force this one. Do not leave fate in the hands of the other squads that are nearby you, vying for survival within today's games here at PMWC. Give it your absolute all and write history for yourself. We've got the POV of Force right now. There was that 2 split players at the further backside from Foops and Moxie that were watching the rear. They're going to move up onto him safely in the compound. AGAL not too far out either. Been a whole lot quieter from 4 Thrives, sitting pretty for some time. Alula, meanwhile, has been forced to fight. And it seems like, again, they are willing to do so. Brief opportunity to loot. Yasser further back, vehicle taking some shots.
Do need to get that healing done nice and quickly. It's just not going to be quite enough. The play zone takes him down. Some tags coming on through. And he will fall. Unfortunate there to lose one. But yeah, for Alula, this may be as far as they can go. I was hopeful that they could find something maybe against Ulf, pushing in nice and quickly from that north side. But yeah, the doors are starting to close. The windows too, locked and bolted. They're going to have to smash something if they want to break their way through. Falak now in contest again, peeking over the ridgeline as KRX may have their attention diverted down to the south side.
Oh, they're so low, though, from the sustained damage they're taking from outside of the blue and the pot shots. Even with R3B getting that tag into the back of KRX, they don't have the gap closed to get in their face and convert from it. It's just one man left, effectively. R3B, try as he might to get anything more here. At least make it a dire game for KRX. That was the closing play.
He does manage to get the knock onto Hoxie, and Binny, hang on a minute. Is he just, he's taken quite a hefty chunk out of the team there. KRX going to have to try and recoup something out of it, because they do only have 3 players now playing into the match. The circle's going to push them away from their position. Ulf on the north side is a major roadblock for them as well. This 2-1-1 split that Ulf are holding right now, it feels a little bit greedy, but with Eren on the oversight, they know those knocks have come out to the east side. With Kalsi on that west side, they're trying to guard out Orangutan. I think the Kalsi will be the first to move if it comes to it, but Eren also needs to jet on in. Once they consolidate in their position, they're going to have a pretty good time on the north edge.
GK getting backstabbed as well from Aurora. Good shots there to be able to split the squad into only 2 effective players remaining alive. AGAL hunkered themselves down towards the ditch after taking a few shots on target from Nigma. Ooh, backstab though as Joel gets eyes on Ralph. This could be interesting, John.
You've also got Goat Team out on the southwest of this to potentially play spoilers in Enigma Galaxy if they get too embroiled to the north side. Ralph also does need someone to move out and pick him up. The rest of the team are further out to the northwest, and it might just be too far for them to go. Giving up on their compound, that's a really tricky decision to make, and Aurora and GOAT are going to fight for the opportunity to take down the rest of Enigma Galaxy.
The nade protocols have been good so far. Let's see if they can do it again. Aurora lining that one up. Good splash damage into the back. Force fighting from a distance. Moxie so low as Foops gets knocked. And Force living on a prayer there, but the double nade is enough to stop it. Only really Moxie that remains alive, but the nades don't stop, John.
Oh dear, that old GOAT does need to try and stay alive as long as possible, but the bombardment continues, and Aurora stay alive with all 4 of their players. They're going to swing up towards the north side because Reefus is engaged now with Geeke over the top of the ridge. Doc wants to get stuck in too. Maybe a little bit more reticent now, though, as Reefus does have the challenge. Steps forward, SAPG wins it, and Doc just wasn't there. The rest of Aurora, they weren't there either, and Reefus will be the price that they pay. But is there an answer? Is there retribution? Zol looks to try and find one, but Geeke managed to get back behind the headland. An aid on in. Let's see if it's good. It splits the difference, takes down one more, and SAPG now fighting for his life.
Anything but safe in the position he's left in. Trying to clamber over the top of the bonnet. Low on health, about a quarter of his HP remaining. Shots on target as well to keep things uncomfortable. No moment of respite. No opportunity to catch your breath. Geeke gone. Silenced on this one from Aurora. But other sharks are in the water, John, and they smell that blood.
Airing out in the open, not gonna matter though, because they've got backup. Doc takes a tumble. The knock is sent over their way. KRX are trying to scout out. Could maybe be dangerous for Ulf as they don't have their wits about them, but I'm hoping that they do right now. They will try and maintain that control over the northern side. Thundertalk Gaming have just been so quiet over the course of this whole match, Jackie. They've been in this position for a long, long time. They can stay there for a little bit longer, but I imagine you're going to have Aurora and Ulf on your doorstep pretty soon.
And that's not a collective that you want at your front door. It's going to get messy pretty quickly. Top with the eyes locked on as well for the exit side towards Ulf. TTG just trying to keep their tails tucked between their legs, sitting pretty for at least an opportunity that's given to them. KRX that suffered heavy damage from that backstab. Halula making it uncomfortable did result in the downfall of Binny. So only a triple threat left. Vehicles for the rotate, but smoke coming out the bonnet.
Not the best of health, but you'll take it if it's the only thing on offer. KRX in probably the most difficult position here. Depending on their timing, though, because Fourth Drives and Ulf are both going to have to move. The question is, where do they target? And if you can find a cheeky little insert into the back of a third-party fight, something like that, KRX might have a better time of it. But it looks like Ulf are much more preoccupied with clearing out that backstop because they haven't taken that move just yet. And KRX might just be walking straight into the fight. They want to try and take it down, Jackie.
They want to get stuck into this one, battling down the ditch, but let's see if they can withstand the blows from Ulf. Scarface lines up one, Kaus buckles to Oxy. There's a reply from Falak as well from range onto QXX, so he's able to steal away some points amongst the interaction between these two squads. Panic stations now for Ulf. They've got to play medic, John, and Four Thrives, their eyes are lighting up.
Four Thrives are already setting out. They are on the hunt. Hazaifa and IQ following this one down to the bitter end, as only remnants of these two teams on the north side will still be in action. And Hazaifa is all too happy to take those points, push OG off the top spot as well, and they are back in first place. On board with them, they got 4 players alive, playing from outside the circle. They'll need to find a route in.
Living the dream right now. Further damage done. Meanwhile, we switch over to the POV of Aurora. Nice nades on target. Satan takes the brunt of the damage. Ulf still attempting to fight versus Four Thrives, but they're silenced as they cut their way through them. Lord battles back on the top, up close. Ralph can't withstand the fight from Joel. Good play with a shotty, and he's got space to be able to calm this one down, John. Tuck into the limited cover. AGAL from the sideline, though.
Oh, getting stuck in. Sure, why not? Aurora down to 1. Just Yol remains. Doc is a goner. There is no way that he's going to get that player back up. Surely not. Has to try and play on this high ground. The zone will keep him in if he moves forwards to some of these trees, but going to stim up first, allow the blue zone to creep in. Doc, yeah, he's not coming back. That's going to be confirmed now, as AGAL will take that point. Coops, the solo for Enigma Galaxy, who ruined the day for Four Thrives last time around. Let's see if he's going to do the same thing here, but they are on opposite sides of the circle. Might be a little bit harder. Zypher, though, wants to try and get all over this circle. It's not going to go well, though, as they do take a tumble. Phalanx down 2.
Yeah, this is looking brutal now. 2 players removed. It's all on IQ. Brains at the operation as he sprints through the smokes, looking to get a lineup onto them. Shotgun special, but not enough to deliver the payload, John. AGAL withstand the fight, shut down 4 Fribes, and can they reset from this? No one in immediate vicinity to attack onto them. They might be able to reset cleanly. TTG advancing up onto Joel as well.
They finally found a second elimination. They can leave here. They are the only team with 4 players alive. The pickups coming through on the east side is going to potentially give them a threat here, but this flex out needs to go well. It's only against 1 player, but that 1 player is Joel. So we'll see if he's got anything left in the tank. They disengaged from it. Interesting. Prioritizing staying in the zone, I guess.
Yeah, for TTG as well, right? It feels like you're in such a risky position in terms of the overall standings. You've got to get out there and give us a little bit more of that confidence, but still trying to grind this one out all the way to the bitter end. Keep themselves in the contest of a fair 4-on-4 firefight, I suppose. Thinking about AGAL as more their big competition than risking it versus Joel.
I mean, that high ground would have been great to try and suppress the rotation from AGAL for them. I feel like there's a lot of merit in trying to keep that hilltop going for you. You're right, it could have been dangerous, but I don't think you're going to win tournaments if you don't like the danger. And that's just not what's happening. AGAL making the cross against the duo from Nick the Galaxy, and that's how you want to hold. A nice little opening spray down, but 2 players unload right next to the compound. A third on the flip side as well. Maple looking to burn Lord out of position. Coops is half HP as well. Immediately catches him on the egress, and now Coops is looking for more, but what has he got left? Because Lord is down, and now Coops is the next to follow.
Really cleanly played there from Maple. Nice setup with the molly, instant switch to the rifle to hold the angle. Joel, meanwhile, has been crouching around all the commotion, but he's found Jimmy, dispatches him, and we get into that final 4-on-4 head-to-head. AGAL looking slightly more green around the gills with a single knock onto the roster, leaving them with an effective 3 to fight back versus TTG. Jimmy already got a bit of his power rising off the back of the knock onto Joel. What more can he do here? Nades chucked out for defensive maneuvers. They're committing to get this res off, and there's no aggression to punish with the advantage.
The nades not quite connecting for Thunder Talk. This is sort of getting a little bit messy, but look at this flex out on the east side, sitting, trying to find an angle, but regroups back in. They're sort of putting themselves on the northwest side of this circle, and not as much pressure as they might need. They do know the full lay of this fight, though. They know where all of these players are for AGAL, so the full information is there. They would hear those vehicles. They would spot the runouts coming through. With Jimmy's angle there on the high ground, they might just be able to do something here. But 5 eliminations for AGAL, 3 eliminations for TTG. These are some fairly quiet games from these 2 potential winning candidates.
Scary as well, man, looking at the setup on the angle. I felt like that was your one opportunity, at least, where you had an advantage in the engagement. Now, as time ticks by, it was a nice setup from XEZ on the top side, just scanning over the periphery of the building. They've got nades to play with as well, so if you crash onto this, TTG are going to have a bumpy ride through, dumping some of the defensive utility out as well. A few Molotovs into the field.
Trying to hold on to a little bit more for later on when you get closer, when you get forced into known nade range. Much more tricky to hit it around the buildings. I mean, when you don't quite know exactly where they are, you can argue that it would be good to put them in now and maybe find an opening knock against AGAL, but they're going to look to try and levy that later on. Liu getting rezzed up there was a massive benefit for them. It means that they have this outpost all the way on an off angle. It's covering off so much ground and limits Thunder Talk's position really heavily. Not following through for that flush may have just been a crucial mistake for Thunder Talk.
On the other side of the coin, it's a play that could pay dividends for AGAL. This is the worrying duo setup as well. Zone crunching in. We'll see if Maple's forced to advance over the hard cover towards the fence just as it stops on the mark. XEZ still looking on the top side for the peek up, sitting on the door. That's the nades in as well, and you're starting to take damage here. The shoe could be on the other foot, John. It looks very uncomfortable from TTG, and the double nade on target. Flower and Maple blowing away too.
Suddenly you were at panic stations.
Down they go with their backs to the wall. What more have they got? It's all up to Sing for Thunder Talk, but he does find an answer for one. Let's see if he's got any more. A 1 versus 4 would be necessary. He's going to start out well, but it's not going to go his way. Thunder Talk cower on the northwest side. They just are too timorous to take that one down, and instead, AGAL take the top spot. 19 points, 9 eliminations. A nice close down for them.
A big result in the final fight, and it felt problematic. TTG paying for placements for so long, hoping that it would pay off, but that one moment, John, where it felt like you had a chance to commit to it. It was the biggest opener they found in the space of that 5-minute final game sequence. Didn't commit to it, comes back to haunt them.
Absolutely. I mean, not committing to trying taking down Zjol's position out on that west side. I think that they could have done a lot more there to use that high ground. They would have been able to spot the AGAL run up towards the Nigma Galaxy duo. They would have been able to do so much more damage, maybe even flush Liu out, and then flex out towards the east side. They had such a massive opportunity to do that with Sighting moving into that area earlier on. It felt like they kind of threw that one all away, to be honest, Jackie. And when you're at the bottom of the tables, you need to be throwing caution to the winds, not throwing it into the bin.
Yeah, it's brutal, man, because obviously that's the thing, you know, it's everything to gain, nothing to lose in those kind of moments with how close we are towards the end of day two, being down towards the bottom side of the standings. An opportunity presented itself, but the indifference there, that paralysis of just overthinking the situation twice towards the mid-game, and then, like you say, with the late game as well. Yeah, it feels like that's kind of the difference maker, man. You know, hindsight's 20/20, John, but in those moments, a new pair of glasses may be needed.
Absolutely, or at least contacts at the very least.
Yeah.
Because they need to be seeing clearly. Some shifts coming through towards the bottom of the tables as well. Some players, some teams rather, jumping up to try and get into the survival stages. A couple of our teams towards the top as well, making a bid to confirm themselves, to lock down one of those 5 direct grand finals qualification spots. So really interesting. Moving out of Erangel now, we're going to be moving over to Miramar. I'm very excited to see what our teams are going to bring to the table on this one. The desert is going to be more rotationally focused. We say that all the time, right? So hopefully the smarter players are going to be able to bring something to bear. Who has got the brains behind the brawl?
Yeah, exactly. You're going to need that large IQ to help you get through these kind of games. These are our replays from the final moments on that one as well. Of course, Thunder Talks, like we said, you had one opportunity on the engagement, though. It was a nice knock from AGAL, and then they just ran through with it, John. The nade opener absolutely crippled them.
我头顶一个和右手一个，可以控，我能过来。不要扫倒，右手倒，最后一个，我右手倒，重新追一个，不用急，他没血，传上四区。过来了，
Solid comms, they knew what they'd done already.
我来。
As soon as the comms go silent, you know that they've got it locked down.
Yeah. Seemed happy, seemed confident with how they played it overall. Good shutdown towards the end. I like the position as well, where we had that 2-2 setup. Yeah, XZZ basically just on the top side, looking over the ledge of the hut. The way you had Liu as well further out, like you mentioned, just giving them so much more map control that really did give them that extra edge.
Yeah, well, that is what you need to try and find. I mean, how many nades were in the pockets, do you reckon? For TT, right, when they went down? It felt like they could have used that utility a little bit earlier on. Sure, it's not like the perfect place, but I don't think such a thing really exists when it comes to this. You do just need to be throwing those downrange. There was more that they could have done. It was not to be. And credit to AGAL for being able to leverage that advantage, right? They were able to read into that. They were able to send out, right, and grab their player back up because they felt, oh, yeah, they're not putting pressure on us. Let's just go for it.
I know that's the thing, right? It does kind of feel like we're really egging on this one point, but when you look back at it in hindsight now, that was the pivotal moment of it's the big edge they had. Following everything else that went on from there, John, there was no advantage taken. It was very sort of, cowsome in the setup they went for, hoping that effectively they'd find a pick on contact. It doesn't go that way when you're eating shrapnel. So yeah, the one opener that did give them an edge, not followed through on. That indifference certainly hurting them in these games.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the rotations around that west side as well worked out well for them, right? Because remember, early on, I was talking about AGAL. Oh, they're going all the way out west.
True.
And they were later into the zone. They played a slow game. They played the only team really to go for that sort of thing. And it's obviously worked out well for them in this instance. But I feel like if another team was in Thunder Talk's position, might not have been as easy. But either way, they do manage to make it work. So yeah, very, very smart stuff coming through from AGAL. looking to try and get one of those spots for themselves as well. I'm loving how close all of this is, Jackie.
I know, it has been exciting, right? Obviously a little bit different to the usual spin of things when we're at such a prestigious event like this with the back-to-back games. The fact we're going into a day two with a risk of not only having teams qualifying through, having that sort of, our dream moment, this is great, but the sheer defeat, the sheer panic of sitting there and realizing that's it, 2 days of play and it's over, mate. You're thinking about airports, John. You're not thinking about trophies, about the history, about actually giving that solidarity to your organization with a big result after what's been quite a grind to get here for some of these teams.
I mean, at the end of all of this, right, we do crush the keys, but if you're in this sort of situation, you can't let your mind be crushed already. There is still an opportunity, I think, for any team to make it into at least survival stages, given how we were sat before this. And for the final 2 matches to be so important is pretty important. It is going to be good news. We're going to be jumping down for an interview with Al.
Yes, we do. I've got Quick here from Alola Club Esports here for a very quick interview before we go into our final 2 games here on the Qadir City Grid. Sandstorm, thank you so much for joining us as well to help translate. Quick, let's talk about what the issues have been so far over the last 2 days, or the points of contention. What's been stopping you guys from gaining momentum over the past few days?
اول شيء شكرا على تواجدك معنا كويك، وحابب اسالك بخصوص الاداء خلال اليوم الثاني. احكي لنا ايش المشاكل اللي عم بتمروا فيها؟ يعني بين انه مو عندكم مثلا اي نقص بالامكانيات او القدره، لكن يعني في عندكم مثلا نقص من ناحيه الفرص انكم تبنوا عزم في المباراه، فايش المشاكل اللي عم بتمروا فيها؟
والله المشاكل يعني ما عندنا مشاكل انه استراتيجيه وجن سكيل، عندنا يعني كل شيء موجود، بس عندنا انه نحتاج ندخل بالجو، وجاي ندخل بالجو، وان شاء الله الجيمين الباقيه انه راح نأدي اداء ونتأهل.
I want to say it's not that we have an issue when it comes to our tactics, our strategies. We just need to get into the flow of things. And with 2 games left, we're hoping to be able to get into it and get it done within the next games.
I mean, speaking of getting into the flow, even that last map on Erangel, sorry, you guys appear to have better flow, better pacing. You coming down through the north side of Circle, obviously it pulled away from you guys. You took out Furia, everything seemed to be good. And then the pacing slowed down. What happened?
هلا بخصوص المباراة الماضية كان مبين انه في عندكم يعني بوش قوي من المنطقة الشمالية، قدرتوا تشيلوا فريق فيوريا، كانت سرعتكم كويسة، لكن بعدين بطأتوا وتم اقصائكم بالزون. فايش كانت المشكلة وقتها؟ هل مثلا كانت روتيشن بطيئة، ولا ايش المشكلة اللي مريتوا فيها في الجيم الماضي اللي تم اقصائكم من وراها؟
خدنا قرار نشيل ار كيو، بعدين دخل علينا تيم فيوريا وقتلناهم، بس اول ما خلص الفايت انه ما عندنا وقت نجمع انفو ندخل على الزون. رحنا يمين شفنا كوتيم ضغط علينا، رحنا بوجهنا لقينا تيم، رحنا يسار تيم لازم علينا، ومتنا من كثر الضغط علينا بالسيارات.
After we were able to make the push and take down Furia, we tried to rotate in multiple different positions, but every direction we took, there was always another squad waiting for us. So yeah, the fighting did benefit us, but it was a little bit late towards the end. So yeah, it became just too difficult for us to actually find a place that was open and wasn't occupied.
Yeah, I mean, going into these final 2 games now, it's kind of crunch time, isn't it? You're in that bubble of potentially going into the bottom 3. You're currently out of it. Are you going to be able to